getting to the next level, beating the top teams, and now they've got to get through 2 teams today if they even think about a playoff dream, Jason.
Well, to build on Josh's point about experience, that's exactly what you want if you're FaZe. You want these games. You saw Alish talk about it on the opening day. Every single time they play a map, it's going to be practice. They're going to get better each and every time, even if they're to drop some maps in the officials. This is all experience moving forward for these FaZe guys trying to put together a Hail Mary for the major. Pistol round is live, and Heroic have got some ground towards Cave. Simples, Dualies can't get a kill.
It's going to be Youngstar coming out on top. Close game yesterday for Heroic against the Falcons, at least the first 2 maps. We've got Frozen putting pressure on LNZ.
Yeah, he's getting wrapped upon though from Cave,
he's getting pushed by Tanir.
You never knew. Tanir was just hiding in that corner. Perfect pistol round. Kerrigan's going to try and bring it back. 3 versus 4, and you still have Alish watching for the fallback, and he'll spot this.
Straight in the middle, but Tanir lands a blinder. Release gets taken down at the red room. We got Skulls and Kerrigan trying to win this one 2v4. Heroic with the bomb leaping into the A bomb site. Tanir's going to commit to it. There's one flash being set up here for Skulls to peek out of CT. Tanir going to be cleared out straight away. So great shot from Skulls, but X-Flood has the distraction set up, and so it all falls to Kerrigan. He's got no kid on his back, and that bomb is planted safely for the donut post-plant setup. Flash to the sky. Some pious not to peek. Kerrigan spots him out, taps on the defuse again. And at this point, he's been drawn into the open. Kerrigan! Oh, if he landed that one bullet on some pious, but he can't do it. So close, but yet so far for Kerrigan.
He actually had it. Yeah, if he hits that bullet, that low HP, that would have been a nice kill, and I think there's still plenty of time for the defuse, even without a kid. So Kerrigan almost pieces it together. Very tough clutch. And a very nice pistol round from Heroic. They're up 1-0, picking up Galils and Mac 10s for the other side. A Hero M4 dropped over to Simple. This is Kerrigan coming in with some stylish headshots, and right here was his one opportunity. Just missed out on it. And Heroic has a 1-0 lead, starting in round 2, already out with control of mid. That lone M4 on Simple, boosted up, trying to break the smoke to get a peer down ramp. Doesn't quite connect.
This is one of the maps that Alish was saying they didn't really get to practice in the 3 scrims they had with Skulls, and they definitely played Liquid pretty close on Ancient. They're feeling like if a couple of those decisive clutch rounds went their way or not getting broken by the low buys, they could have picked that map up.
Damn, that's a nasty shot from Sampius. He saw Simple boosted, just the jiggle timing, gave away the information, sold the play. Smoke a little bit off the mark, but I think it's still going to dissuade Heroic from trying too many shenanigans with a 5-on-4 advantage. So 50 seconds on the clock as this round slows. Time for FaZe to readjust on the map. They want to get some information and attack middle. Group up and see what you can find here. It won't be much. So this round likely going to end in a save with that M4 a priority for FaZe to bring forward.
Kerrigan chasing down Youngsters, going to come out on top of it with the CZ.
You can actually go for it. They haven't planted the bomb. I think the rifles are going to be more valuable in their heads, that they want to try just save them and try again in the next round. So yeah, 2-0. Nicely done from Heroic. Having a pretty, showing some pretty good stuff at this event so far, Heroic. Been a lot of fun to watch. A very close series with Falcons yesterday. Shame the third map couldn't have been a little bit better. The win over Aurora.
Yeah, Monacy just kind of stepped up to another level yesterday.
It is one of those games where you're just like, well, we can't really do anything.
So Pius is walking down mid, and he gets no scope through the double door through a smoke.
Yeah, it's not bad. But no, this Heroic team, it's kind of cool. There's not a whole lot of organizations out there with the luxury of having like a Saw. I think obviously another easy example would be Gamer Legion with Ash, with these coaches that are experienced at building lineups from scratch and building teams up and bringing in all new cores and making things work. And Heroic have that in Saw, because if you remember, their lineup was completely different at the end of 2024, right? They got themselves just gutted by teams at the end of the year. You had Nerds leave, Shush and Tess obviously left, Kixon, Tess and Dexter going to the Falcons move, Shush to NIP, Nerds to Liquid. So Heroic went out and actually just gutted the Sangle team in kind. That one that had that great rise last year from like 120 rank to qualifying for the RMR, bombing out. But Saw just went in and he's like, I'll take the 3 pieces that I like here. And he's done it.
Yeah, it's worked out
Youngstar,
very well.
X-Floud, and LNZ.
They've just won a tournament as well in Mongolia.
Back-to-back champions.
There we go.
With CCT at Mesa Nomadic. So very cool run for Heroic and very good showing so far at Dallas. And a chance to ruin the dream storyline for FaZe with Simple stepping into the roster. Everyone hyped up for that one. They've got a chance to deny them the playoff stage.
Well, 4v4 as Pius looks to try and increase the advantage here for Heroic. He will do so by taking Skulls down. Simple yet to pick up a frag, maybe with a CZ. He can do it, and that's clean. Quick double headshot coming in. He's going to be taken down by Tanir. And Carrigan pushing through the smoke, 5-7 into an upgraded M4A1. And Carrigan can't quite finish off that final kill on the ramp, and so now Elige is into a 1v2.
Oh, he's going to try and beat the Molotov, but he takes his time. And Youngster's able to work up the courage to swing around the smoke. 3-0 for Heroic. That round got dicey, but they still come out on top. But now you get the guns for FaZe. Up in the hands of Simple. M4 is being picked up. So Heroic is going to meet the most resistance they've had on their Ancient T side yet.
It was clean. Has to readjust the crosshair back to the head. Does so.
Oh, this fight is just so close for Kerrigan.
Yeah, just one more bullet. He had it. But it's rifles out for FaZe. AWP for Simple. Did some decent work with the AWP on Ancient on the CT side a couple of days ago. xFloud can we make his way out of elbow, applying pressure towards Donut where Elige is currently standing, just jiggle peeking. Spotting with his shoulder, and then he'll drop that utility as soon as he spots xFloud. But the pressure's on here for Elige. Forced back, in fact, cut through. And so Frozen now, you can see how panicked he is. He has to fight through A main and Donut, and he won't get a single fight going his way. So FaZe get destroyed.
Yeah, the only safety he could have found was towards A main. He had to take that duel, especially stuck out in the open. But you're exactly right. Simple and Skulls haven't even moved from the B bomb site. Kerrigan spraying with his rabbit's foot in hand, hoping to get lucky, and that will not occur. So Plant goes down, save is called for FaZe, and 2 clean entries on the A bomb site gets Heroic a 4th.
There's a lot of moments like this against Liquid a couple of days ago where it felt like FaZe weren't able to compete against the T side of Liquid when they were just losing these individual players. You were forced into the save calls almost immediately. We've seen it happen so many times, in particular on Inferno.
Yeah, and Liquid did that same kind of thing that we saw Heroic do, which is kind of mess with your timings and be a little bit more courageous and a little bit more bold. I mean, you see that smoke come out in Donut, and normally you're like, all right, this is standard, I'll just be blocked out. But the Molotov in, making sure Elige can't push up and get behind the smoke, and actually challenging it, xFloud with the opening kill. Beautiful little sequence that Elige couldn't handle in a timeout early, called by Neo. So he'll be vocal on the mic, trying to get FaZe out of this slow start, out of this rut. They still have got weapons to play with all the saves. Simple, Skulls, and Kerrigan keeping their weapons into the next round. So the AWP is still in play. Everyone gets to replenish their rifles. So we just get a restart and reset that scoreline with Heroic 1 round extra, 4-0. Gonna start taking it to FaZe. And one of the big obstacles, as we've talked about with Ancient for FaZe, that they're going to have to overcome, the lack of a map pool with very little practice. First with Simple as a stand-in, and then Skulls coming in as a second stand-in. Just don't have the time to put all the pieces in. So an uphill battle here on Ancient, and they're starting out in a bit of a hole.
At least it was an early save call, so they have the majority of weapons still available. It's going to be an A main aggression from FaZe. 2 players positioned there. Frozen now left to his own devices as Elige backs away. So now you've got Frozen in position early. Elige can go elsewhere.
It's getting loud in the studio. A lot on the line today. These 2 teams playing for elimination or a second best of 3 to find the playoffs. It's going to be a long, long day.
Yeah. And that second best of 3, either against Aurora or Team Liquid. Tough teams to try and break through to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, this Group B is brutal.
Smoke blown open in mid. Elige trying to spam down xFloud. Needs to be careful he doesn't get caught. xFloud very confident to move up and take this space.
This is great for Heroic. You're loving this. You have B lane control, second step. You put xFloud in advanced position. Little bit of an up engagement, and Simple comes out on top. No question.
Frozen going to continue his push through A main. 44 seconds left round the back. Simple going to be holding down for LNZ. xFloud is the playmaker right now. He's got the space all the way through red. Youngstar keeping the pressure up, making sure that flank around the elbow isn't going to be too effective. xFloud's play through red, caught by Elige. Skull's able to step up alongside of him. Youngstar making the space into the site. Elige not ready for how deep he is, but still has a chance to recover. Youngstar's still going to win that duel, and they realize that they know that Frozen was aggressive behind elbow early, so Youngstar goes back to watch A main.
Kind of a weird situation, but Heroic have a good shot at this. Kerrigan's isolated. This fight with Tanir is everything. If he can hold on to Donut, there's strength for Heroic in the post plant, but a big win. And the follow-up from Frozen. Heroic almost worked themselves into position, falls by the wayside, and FaZe get their first round with 4 players surviving. That's a nice start for FaZe. Keep some economy growing, keep the AWP in the hands of Simple, and a team ace to get them on the board. There's that opening kill. Really nicely done from Simple, but this engagement is the one that really decided it. That was the swing fight. If Heroic was going to have a chance or if FaZe was just going to have a very strong post plant. So 3 back now for FaZe as they get their first on the board.
Yeah, it's not like they've break the money though here for Heroic, who still have a very good buy coming right up. 5 AK-47s, all the utility they could want.
Kerrigan's got some attitude in the early game, doesn't he? 6-2, he's had some nice sequences.
I think he's had a pretty decent tournament as well. A couple of maps where he's had impactful rounds. Obviously, yesterday, he brought out the Sirens as well.
Yeah, the Sirens were in full effect yesterday. Shouting
Simple.
about weak post plants. We'll see if we get back into that.
Missed shot. Now towards heaven. Simple's going to drop back into the donut. He's not alone. He's got Frozen with him.
Yeah, but a little bit scary. A Molotov thrown here can put this in a really awkward situation. Elige has got one off angle over in red room as the smoke clears. That one lands not where he wants it, but it still kind of accomplishes the same thing. But once again, the gap at the A bomb site. And it's Youngster to go all the way through Temple.
Oh, Elige couldn't handle the second, but at least getting one inside of mid keeps it an even number game. And now Simple getting caught because Youngster was so deep into the bomb site. He's going to pick up the AWP and go for the follow-up, and Youngster nails it. Frozen gone. Skull's left 1v3, and it's not around. He feels like he can win, so he backs away, and we've got a 5-1 scoreline for Heroic.
This is the lack of cohesion and understanding and experience playing together for the FaZe team. That's twice now we've seen that gap opened up, this time exploited in a big way for Youngster. That's a huge walk. That FaZe with 5 players alive missed the timing, didn't have eyes on it, a little bit of miscommunication, and whose responsibility it was. Got to give him credit, too. I'd like to see that round played back again, maybe look at it a little bit later. Youngster, I wonder if they realized with 2 in Donut, he might have seen the opportunity or had that information passed to him and been like, all right, I'll take the risk.
Yes, Youngster playing with a lot of confidence. xFloud starting to yell across as well.
Okay. Well, they tried it yesterday.
Cypher tried, and then Siren brought up the, Carrigan brought up the Sirens.
Be very careful about that. It's just 5 rounds in.
Heroic a much better team, though, than BCG right now, though.
Yes.
Yeah. Much taller task. Yesterday, what we were very excited about was the fact that Elige and Simple were both playing well at the same time.
Yeah.
And that made a beautiful recipe to watch,
And there's a couple maps where they're actually paired up in the buddy system on the CT side as well, which is cool. Which is cool to see.
That is a strong yell.
All right, we'll see if he has to suffer the consequences of his actions.
As soon as you start yelling, you make yourself a target. But I like it. You get a little bit of skin in the game. Right now, it is FaZe trailing behind significantly. And we haven't really even seen Sampaio start to get impact on that AWP. He's brought it out. He's going to be playing on top of the box. It's a heavy commitment for Heroic. 4 players outside of B. xFloud on that lurk through elbow. And he's going to be quite confident to fight. He pushes out, takes some space in mid. Carrigan getting a fight going down inside. Jag, he's going to take a double. Great work from Carrigan before he gets traded out by Youngstar.
Yeah, he's been putting some work in the DMs, hasn't he? Nice little flick from Simple. Not the hardest shot, but he makes it look good. xFloud in an engagement towards Donut. He'll go down to Elige. And quickly, Sampaio, the last one left alive. And FaZe has had some very convincing wins to get started. 4 players surviving in both of their round victories, although Sampaio could change that with his op. 35 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, very difficult to see a world in which Sampaio gets into a competitive position here. Skulls has just spotted him as well. So Skulls is going to stay behind the wall, not give him a chance.
I feel like when I'm watching him like inch closer, I'm like he wants to fight. He wants to swing so bad. He's just holding it in. He's working really hard.
Yeah, he knows there's no reason to give him anything.
Really hard not to give into that voice, that devil on his shoulder. Sunpius will keep the op. Second round for FaZe. 2 of the last 3 in their favor as this defense starts to get its feet planted. A little bit of money is going to build up.
Good kill, man.
It makes you feel good hearing that from a teammate. You're like, yeah, that was a nice kill. That was a really good kill. Yeah,
You're right.
You're right. I did do a fantastic job.
Sunpius cleaning the dust out of the sensor of his mouse.
Sure. Makes sense. Timeout called by Heroic. The first time that Saul wants to get involved in the conversation. T-side these past 2 to 3 rounds a little bit labored. He can feel FaZe building up into the game, so trying to put a stop to that early. There's still money to play with on the Heroic side of things. Tanir's got 4K before he buys, so a very important round for the economy of Heroic. Also a reason why this timeout is called, to make sure everyone's on the same page at such a critical juncture in the game. Round 8. Up in the hands of Simple and Sunpius. It's Kerrigan, though, who's been the big impact player for FaZe's defense. Double kill in the previous round to set them up in a 4-on-3.
And that's great early on, but you want that to change pretty quickly. You want to get some of the other players firing. Elige going down into mid with Frozen. In fact, Frozen with a quick jump up onto the ledge. He's gone all the way down into the B lane. They line up, and he's got both. Great opening here from Frozen. Followed up by Elige in the elbow, and that's as good as done.
Just stuffs him. Just stuffs him with aggression at the point of attack at those initial choke points. First step of map control. Back-to-back rounds, FaZe has opened up with a double. Kerrigan in the last, now Frozen's aggression yields 2.
It's good to see some life early on, because it looked like Heroic were starting to build a really solid start into the game. One that, if it continued, would likely be too much for FaZe to recover from, because that's what we've seen versus Liquid, right? We've seen a lot of close rounds on the CT side for FaZe. They could have made a competitive first half, but they didn't get enough done versus Liquid, despite their second half looking strong. So as long as they stay in the early game here, FaZe have a much better shot at actually winning Ancient today.
And they've got that break. They've taken the money away from Heroic, which is going to be lovely for them. So they're feeling really confident in this next stretch of rounds, as they know they'll be going up against a low buy, maybe an investment of 1 rifle, maybe some Tech 9s picked up, but FaZe in a happy place. Back by 2, but in control of the economy, and also starting to get some confidence executing these plays, having success. Kerrigan pushing forward in Jaguar, now Frozen pushing forward at B lane, Elige being aggressive behind the smokes in middle. It's all working out for FaZe in the early going. So starting to feel good. Hero Galil boosted up. No armor, just the rifle. 1 flashbang to utilize throughout this round, so they want to buy some time for xFloud to have impact.
Just creeping with the tower, the moving tower.
That's great teamwork.
Yeah, fantastic combination.
But
the timing to look away has allowed Frozen the opener. Elige is going to try and step up alongside of him, and they're shutting down any potential for Heroic success in mid now. Frozen eventually taken out by the block of Sunpius, but there's no retreating, there's no running away, as FaZe close the gap to just 1 round now.
Yeah, they do, and AK is going to come back out for Heroic. Another buy coming in, but haven't used the timeout yet, so Saw content to let the boys play this one out as he's watched the lead dwindle. From 5-1 to 5-4, 3 in a row for FaZe. Elige starting to come alive next to Kerrigan, who's had that good start, but Elige in middle has been quite a problem for Heroic.
Here's Frozen up on the ledge, getting into the heaven position again. This time Frozen unable to get the opening kill. Elige getting traded after 1. And so Heroic have come out on top of those mid fights.
Yeah, but Simple's still here over in Donut. He's got the AWP, hit some banging shots yesterday.
But he has to come back through Donut, and they're taking their time. Utility's coming in. It's giving him a few extra seconds to get back in position. And Simple, he'll land a shot, but not enough damage, and he gets around the corner just about. Here comes the rifle. And Simple goes down alongside Kerrigan, and Skulls 1v3, now just arriving at the Donut.
Yeah, Simple's going to be frustrated. Got the leg shot, wanted to drop the nade to clean it up, but he's heard the footsteps, the space being taken in front of him. Kerrigan comes over to try and bail him out of a sticky situation. Can't do it.
And now this is a triangle of death in the post plant as well.
He's got a smoke. He's got utility.
Sampais has gone back over towards red. Utility's being dropped. They know Skulls is coming out of Donut, so Sampais starts that flank. He accelerates in behind, and the time is ticking. Skulls is going to try and come out. Good first kill on Tanir. He's got a smoke, turn back, got the read on Sampais, but Sampais is still going to take that headshot. Time was ticking a little bit too far gone anyway, but a 6th round picked up for Heroic.
Yeah, he had a kit though. You get that kill behind you coming on. You could even hear, I think on his mic, his teammate calming over that he had heard a footstep on Skulls' screen. So the team calming for him to turn around. Couldn't find the kill, but he had time to jump into the smoke and defuse if he was to get it. Would have been one player there to stop it. Could have been a cool situation. Heroic right back into things. Don't let FaZe build in any critical mass. A 2nd timeout called by the defense.
No, we've been very excited yesterday about Simple's individual performance with the AWP on the CT side. He was lights out against BCG.
Yeah.
Got to bring it up when he's not having a good game as well. I mean, he's had the AWP number of times now, 3 and 5. Not finding the same impact he was yesterday.
They haven't really attacked into him, and I don't know if that's a game plan, but they haven't really messed with him too much. So he's been mobile, and that's where he's found most of his opportunities, is when he's getting in different positions around the map, because largely when he's been at the B bomb site where we saw him have those great sequences against Liquid at the B bomb site, they haven't really attacked into him when he's been there with the AWP. So yeah, not having impact, not able to find it, because it's not coming to him ever. Sampais wants to get aggressive with the AWP, listening for the utility.
Here goes Carrigan, aggression into the B lane. xFloud to trade it immediately.
Yeah, but now Skulls has control. Good, deep, quiet walk. Simple's up. Then Jaguar watching the angle. Skulls making noise as he falls back, not hiding his decision to go passive. Simple now. Oh, he thought it was going to be a wider swing. Molotov is going to force him back. An awkward fight. xFloud just toys with him.
Yeah, 4v3 right now for Heroic, looking comfortable enough with 1:10 left. Bomb is going to be trying to get over towards A. Elise crossing into the open, missed shot. Can he get a follow-up? Elise gets back around the corner, got the cover, and that's huge from Elise. Flips this completely back in favor of FaZe Clan because that's the bomb going down in A main. Skulls wins his fight against Tanir, and it all falls to xFloud. He's been loud out of the server, trying to get loud in it. Elise right in front of him, drops the fire at his feet. It's actually worked out pretty well for Elise. Oh, even better with a quick switch, and Elise just killed himself. Oh, he's 1G'd himself.
It's fine. It's fine, right? It's all good. I mean,
no, surely this doesn't lead to an xFloud clutch.
He's got a chance.
No way! This leads to an xFloud clutch. Not like this. Frozen comes in and makes sure that doesn't become one of the most infamous moments here in Dallas. And Elise, a sigh of relief.
Oh, man. Yeah, he's like, thank you, Frozen. That 3rd player close up. A little bit ghost of a smile on his face. That would have been a little bit embarrassing, but it's all good. 5-6, and they've got money to buy back up into it. Alicia's going to miss a few little trinkets of utility. No kit for him as well. Last round of the first half. Heroic has posted 6 on this T side so far. If they want 7, they'll have to do it with 3 Tech 9s and a Mac 10. So they simplify. All 5 players towards the B bomb site. No spread default, no mid control. Just an execute.
Carrigan pulls out the 5-7, and that's enough. Shuts down 3 as they run in towards him. Sampais doing what he can. But Carrigan, what a game he's having on the CT side, Jason. 14-6 right now.
And if you're Heroic, you're probably sat there and like coming into this game, you're like, you know what? If Carrigan's going to be the one to beat us, fine. We'll take that loss. Let's just not get smoked by Simple. Let's not like feed a leash too much. But if Carrigan's going to be the one to step up, we can take that loss. And unfortunately, it's exactly what's happening.
Well, Sampais, he realizes he has a lot of time left. He gets himself 2 kills in this round. The ace clutch to be teed up.
I don't know if they realize that the bomb has been picked up and is not at the B bomb site. Not the biggest deal in the world. Still just playing together, making sure they can always play a 3-on-1.
But he still has a chance to get into that A bomb site with no one close by. But he will have time to also get a post-plant position here.
You need a couple things, right? You need to get this bomb plant, and you're going to have to take some risks that nobody's, you're just going to have to stick it and hope nobody's here, which is correct. But now you have to make a decision if you're Sampais of where do you find a kill? You want to get 1 kill before you hunker down into like a donut position, a temple position to play the bomb defuse. You want to thin this out just a little bit. And Sunpius hasn't chosen to get aggressive anywhere, so now he's got a really tough task, especially because Kerrigan's coming in for this long flank through A main, which you'll never expect.
Yeah, taking the time, being composed in this one. Sunpius needs something special. There's the first kill on Simple. Cover of the big box. He's got the info. He knows where they are, but he just couldn't get the kill on Frozen. But yeah, a little bit of a relief moment there for Kerrigan right at the end. A tight game we have here, FaZe versus Heroic.
Six to 6 is the score at halftime between Heroic and FaZe. The first time these two teams have met in a head-to-head in 2025. It takes place at the Intel Extreme Masters, and it takes place for elimination. The losing team gone from the event. No chance. The playoffs winning team moves on to play a second series later on this evening for a spot in the playoffs on the stage. But for now, they've got to get through their opponent in front of them. Heroic have fought hard for the 6 rounds on the T side. Now they switch over. They get to defend. And FaZe going to come storming into this. 5 players towards the B bomb site taking lane, but going slow.
Going real quiet into the B lane. The first half was a story of Kerrigan, as he was 14-6 at the end of the half. xFloud going to be crossing into the middle, not seeing too much as they continue to push forward. But here comes the FaZe B execution. Elise going to be at the front of the attack. His teammates following in now. Extol getting involved in that long-range duel, but Carrigan not slowing down. There we go. Another double from Carrigan.
He's having quite a game. The boost up is successful for the first. Takes a gush. Down to 35 HP. A man down on the retake as well. There's one kit on LNZ. He's got smoke
here he
also,
comes.
but they've got to create the opportunity to get it.
That's the kit. That's the kit at the back. Simple trying to drop LNZ. Hasn't been able to do it. It's a difficult shot, I guess, but here comes Frozen to drop off the box. Carrigan, another one. Simple chiming in. Youngstar going down inside of the site.
Okay, now we're getting FaZe loud. Now they're returning the favor.
And Carrigan's probably wanting to fire out the rest of his squad. He's like, guys, why am I the solo carry right now? Like this, I'm going to enjoy it, but if we get the rest of the squad fired up, we really can do this. We can take this map.
Yeah, Carrigan's come into an attitude with this event, and I mentioned it in their first game, is like, as an IGL in this situation with two stand-ins in this kind of weird, desperate situation, you got two options as an IGL. Either you hone in on leading and calling and you try and make up for the stand-in situation with tactics, or you do what Carrigan's doing, which is lean into the fragging side of things and being an IGL that can put some impact and numbers on the board. And it's so valuable to his team right now in this close affair. He is keeping them alive on the map, waiting for players to join him, waiting for players to wake up and get them over the finish line. MP9 on Tanier to defend. And he's got 4 players coming right at him.
Tanier blinded, kept behind the sign. Tanier loses 5 of his health, drops back into the donut smoke, and eventually Skulls is going to find him. And of course, it's a headshot. So FaZe going to stay composed. Simple just fake tapping the bomb just to see if there's anybody else, any other traps laid. But
just being extra cautious, isn't he? He's like,
all good.
I'm not going to get fooled by anything. Y'all want to come through the smoke, I'll be ready. However, a little bit of a trap at the end of the round being set up by Heroic. All 3 players ready for exit kills. Want to take guns away. Want to turn this victory into some sort of loss for FaZe. Elige very aware of the possibility. Simple walking forward. There's the swing. Only 1 kill. Carrigan, he's low on HP. Oh, Heroic, you might take tons away from FaZe at the end. And now Skulls is smoked off. And they've got to fight to get away from the bomb blast. Here comes Frozen.
Yeah, nice and clean towards the end, at least taking the final 2 plays, staying alive with 2. But yeah, decent damage there from Heroic right at the end. The unfortunate thing is they don't have anything to work with in this round, Jason. So there could be a recovery point for FaZe. Try and limit the casualties in this follow-up.
Would have been nice to grab that AK and that Galil right at the end. Not too often the end of the round is that exciting in that sense, but I mean, that could have been a massive play for Heroic to bring those forward. Carrigan, another opening kill on the push from X-Floud.
Good start of the second half here, though, for FaZe Clan. Now 2 rounds in the lead, about to be 3. Because you look at what Heroic have here, it's a 5-7 on 2 players at Deagle. All right, 3 players, 5-7s, and Skulls is going to be looking towards A main. He's tasked with holding any aggression back. Now, Heroic do have a couple of advanced players here, Tanier deep in the A main hallways.
A little bit of danger for FaZe as they've spread on this kind of a round. Carrigan's very much alone, although only a MAC-10 in his hands.
And comfortable to make the play with the MAC-10. Can make some money here for himself as well. Carrigan dropping into CT. Does spot some Pius. Takes a dink on board, though. So Carrigan put on notice. Could drop to the 5-7. Can melt away instantly to a body shot or 2.
It's a very important game for FaZe to just survive it. Obviously, we know elimination on the line, but what a tough group that they're in. This group
Dude, what is happening? Why is Carrigan so good today?
This group B is a little bit crazy. Like Liquid, Mal's, FaZe, Aurora, one of those 4 is not going to make the playoffs. You add Heroic in there, considering how well they've been playing and how good they've looked in some of their matches, and you're like, okay, that's another really dangerous team. This is a hard route to run to get into the playoffs if you're FaZe.
Yeah, it's always going to be difficult when you lose that opening game. This format, the tournament format is if you win your opening game, you have such a fast track to the playoffs. Whereas if you lose, you then have this huge gauntlet to run to get back into contention for it.
Liquid Aurora right now playing over on the B stream as well, and that is going to be the opponents. The winner of that plays the winner of this.
And that's such a tough game no matter who you're going up against.
Yeah. Although, I'll tell you what, after that day 1 win over FaZe for Liquid yesterday, they didn't show up. Today,
no, they didn't.
I mean, I'll be honest, there's a little bit of spoilers here, so cover your ears if you need it, but they're getting smoked right now. Series ain't over, obviously, but last 2 days for Liquid haven't looked good. Timeout here, second used by Heroic. 9-6 in the favor of FaZe, and Heroic realized this first gun round is going to be very important to dictate whether they're going to be playing backs against the wall, trying to initiate a comeback, or if they can actually contend and brawl and go blow for blow down the stretch. No sirens yet today, despite the fragging from Kerrigan.
No, he's a bulldozer today, not an ambulance.
Okay.
Straight up bulldozer, flattening Heroic at the moment.
21 kills on Kerrigan, 16 rounds in.
So ridiculous. Here comes Frozen and Skulls though. They're going to walk out of A main into Tanir. Good clean kill on the first and the second. Can't be bad to that if you're Tanir. X-Flaw's going to back him up with a kill at Donut. And now we've got Elysian Simple with a recovery mission that is mission impossible.
Oh, Tanir's a beast, man. I mean, taking down Frozen and Skulls, where they have kind of a bait set up for the trade. You take both of them in open mid-range fights, then you find Elysian. That's three very tough players to beat in heads-up duels. Great round from Tanir with a triple. Simple can't land the taps, and that's a 7th round for Heroic, and that's exactly how it was drawn up in the timeout. All 5 players survive. You're going to be so pleased with that. Money grows, and Heroic get a little bit of safety behind them moving forward.
Yeah, not a comfortable situation fully yet for FaZe either. You know, you got Simple's AWP coming out, but you've got some economic weaknesses in the squad right now.
You have just enough to feel like you can put out a strong buy.
Ish.
You're just missing some critical pieces. Elysian, no utility. Tech 9 on Kerrigan and Skulls.
This is where you really want the AWP of Simple to get something done. They're going to boost him up on top of the boxes. He's going to peek. Ooh, gets caught up in the flash, and so dismounts off the top of the box boost.
I think
goes up again, and then a grenade lands on his head.
I think he had to have been spotted. There's the flash for Sunpius to get over. If you go back up one more time, Sunpius has got this.
And they've got to realize they can't reboost again. So Simple's going to change the position up and look for a close angle fight against Youngstar. Nice shot. Simple's got the opener, but now he's committed to that ramp position.
That's what you like to see out of Simple. Mentioned he's had a quiet game, not a whole lot of impact. That's a big boy opening kill with the AWP. The boost is taken away from you twice, so you go get it yourself. And Sunpius just gave the angle, so Simple can perch here and protect his teammates from a long peek while they close the gap over in Cave and Jaguar. Skulls frozen. Elysian, Kerrigan, and Simple to utilize B ramp.
Tanir has a very quick flank here. A very quick flank through the back of elbow. If his teammates can hold on, if he can delay them at the cave here, Tanir's flank could prove absolutely lethal. There comes the crossfire, and eventually cleared out by Frozen with that double kill. So it's all Tanir, and with his teammates not holding on, a 1v4 is impossible here for Tanir.
Yeah, he needed a little bit more time, a little bit more resistance to make that flank really have impact. So stalled out by the smoke, and he'll just tuck himself into the corner. No kit, no reason to go for this. But because Heroic survived with 5 in the previous round, they'll have another buy in the next one. So not out of it just yet, but FaZe hit double digits on the scoreboard.
Double figures. Didn't look like it was going to be a comfortable game for them to kick things off. A Heroic came in with some attitude. They came in with some early success.
It was a very slow start for FaZe, wasn't it? It took them about 5-6 rounds to really get into the match, and then they came back in a big way. After those first 6 rounds of play, it's been a 9-2 run for FaZe. So, I mean, they've just kind of grabbed control, and while the scoreline looks close, it doesn't feel close because Heroic hasn't been able to go on any kind of a streak.
This crossfire was so messy. Somehow Frozen getting away with both kills.
I mean, you could see how important that first shot is for the Opera as well, right? The Tech 9 hears that shot miss and just closes the gap so much, and it makes every fight after that incredibly awkward.
Mid-control.
Failed run boost.
Taken here for Heroic. They've got 3 players going down into it. Looking to challenge Elysian. Sustaining heavy damage, but he's got a Frozen. They're going to move out together. X-Flow cleaved away, and Heroic have to fall back into the cover of the donut smoke.
Yeah, that was a scattered defense because of the failed run boost. They didn't get to execute exactly what they want, and then they were just trying to kind of improvise in a chaotic situation due to the missed detail. Punished for it as X-Flow goes down, and Elysian is past the AWP with low health, so Simple to the AK-47 where he can be aggressive. and FaZe hit the pause button to play the 5-on-4 in the mid-round, looking for a reaction, looking for a push or a peek.
A lot of pressure on LNC's shoulders as he is the solo B player now over towards Cave. Mid-control continues to be in control. Frozen's hands. Simple getting caught, but Frozen mowing them down. Okay, Frozen, that's one hell of a round. 4 already. And he might just get the ace as well. He's close to LNZ, who's in the cave, but Carrigan's going to go in. Gets the information of where he is.
I think Carrigan just yelled at him to go get it. Oh, no, he's saying go A, go A, go A. So they're going to get the bomb planted, but meanwhile, Frozen's like, I will go get it.
I'm going to stick around here, see if he comes back into the cave and collect all 5 kills. LNZ not thinking about winning this round at all. Just looking to hold on to the AK-47.
The mid-round patience from FaZe is rewarded so well. I mean, Heroic just lost the nerve to stand pat, and Frozen, he might just get his ace.
He's going to pick it up nearly. Okay, LNZ denies that, so...
that's a bummer.
Yeah, unlucky. Still a great round for Frozen.
Still a great round, yeah.
Still a fantastic round. 15-9. I mean, we were talking about, Carrigan, sure, it's sick to see him play this well. We really wanted to enjoy that, but... you do want someone else on the squad to step up, and Frozen's been that man so far in the second half.
No one's really stepped up in terms of like consistent numbers and consistently, delivering impact the way Carrigan has, but you can see kind of doing it by committee. Elige and Frozen, if you combine them, they're having a couple of those impact rounds each that are helping FaZe extend this score. 11-7, a 4-round lead, and 5-1 run in the second half since FaZe have switched over to the T side. And a final timeout called by FaZe. It's their third, so a little conversation on how they want to close out this map. Saw that great feature leading into this series about the MLG Columbus match and loss in the Liquid jersey for guys like Elige and Simple, had Nitro in there as well. Talked a lot about that experience being a factor that lost them that game in that moment inside of the arena. And while you have tons of experience, you have 2 new stand-ins, so inexperienced together as a unit. And that's the conversation talking over, is getting everyone on the same page, making sure in this short time that everyone knows the plan to close out the map.
Great time for the timeout as well. You've got to realize this is one of your best opportunities to close out the map. Look at Heroic's money. It's not in a great spot. Left some for a buy in the next round, so they're going to throw some aggression into the mix. LNZ with that saved AK-47 getting away with 1. X-Flood sustained heavy damage. He has to retreat away. He can't stay inside of A main.
Actually, the engagement turns out pretty even. Both teams lose a player. Both teams get a player dinked down to about 20 HP. Unfortunately for Heroic, it's just worse because they've only got pistols to back up this single rifle remaining in their hands. And FaZe will be patient behind these smokes. Gonna let this utility get bled dry, although that's a good dink on a Simple. 2 players now low, so even though you're at a disadvantage in terms of weaponry, in terms of manpower, if you get lucky enough to find Elige and Simple in a chaotic fight, this can get brought back really quickly.
And how do FaZe decide to play this? They've got time, 50 seconds on the clock. Pius is just having a look over towards A to make sure they haven't fallen back and rotated to that final position.
Checking to see if they were falling back and transitioning from the B bomb site towards A really quickly before committing himself here. All 3 players of Heroic on this defense.
There's going to be a bloodbath. Simple's blood first. 30 seconds. Is there any way that FaZe can get out of this? Carrigan searching for the exit plan. They run, they go aggressive. Elige with a no-scope. Skulls to follow up, and just some Pius. Can he step up on his own? 20 seconds as the bomb goes into the bomb site. Elige not able to connect the shot. So Pius runs down. 1 inside of the bomb site, but recovered by Carrigan at the end.
A Simple hyping up Carrigan after that win. That's a much-needed headshot from Carrigan because Elige was very low on HP and not known to be an AWPer. Nice attempted clutch, but it puts FaZe up to map point to shut it down, and Carrigan's getting his final words in during freeze time.
It looks like Simple's enjoying watching Carrigan style out on them right now. It's just crazy.
Like, this is what it feels like to be carried.
Yeah, enjoying it. Great no-scope from Elige. I was on a knife's edge right there. The aggression for Heroic right at the end. It was against them. All right, but it was all about this buy. It has to be perfect from here on in to get overtime for Heroic.
All right, Carrigan, maybe going for another entry. Tricky position. He can bust out with any timing he wants. And just now, but Youngstar spotted the head and dinked him, cleaned him up. 4 defenders at this B bomb site, which means middle is wide open, and Liege is taking advantage of that. There's that mobile defense Steele was outlining on the desk as well. The attention to push at B, falling back to middle.
Simple stepping up, missing the shot. Can Liege follow up and respond to the missed kill? And yes, he gets one, but it's not enough. And that'll be a convincing round victory from Heroic.
Yeah, it really is. Slid into the fight. Simple couldn't handle it with the timing. He's got plenty of money for an AWP if he wants it, but a couple players are a little bit sketchy on the FaZe side. Remember, they used all 3 timeouts as well, so they can't pause this and talk about how they want to work the money. I think it's going to be what we see now on the screen. Hero AK-47 for Simple, maybe some pistols around it, but leaving themselves some cash to work with down the stretch with rounds to play with. And that mid-round mobility from the CT side catches FaZe sleeping in Red Room.
It was a heavy commitment for FaZe over towards B. Get the Hero AK. It's the only key to possibly unlock this round.
Would be a cool round for that triple boost to peer out towards long with Simple with the AK-47. Just try and find a cheese way to find an opening kill and see if you can create something for the pistols from there. Maybe not wanting to sell how many players exactly they have over towards B lane. Smoked out everywhere they go, but forcing utility out early.
And then they're going to go into middle. Xlot has a chance to take down multiple opponents. He's calling his teammate Sampias to come and have a look out from Donut. So Carrigan's going to get connected onto. And the Spanish sniper brings out his op for a second kill. He's got plenty of help beside him too. Eventually Sampias brought down, but Tanir and Xlot have the follow-up kills, leaving a Liege tucked in the corner with a P250.
Yeah, nowhere to go. 12-9. Simple, the Liege going to take the opportunity because of that smoke to walk through and get the AK-47 almost with one.
That, yeah.
Yeah, money's okay for Heroic, so a loss wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But any more than one is going to start being really painful.
Okay, Liege, what else have you got?
20 seconds.
Oh, not a lot of time. And not a lot of health as the headshot from Xlot comes into the Donut. A 9th round for Heroic. Looking to try and close this gap back to overtime.
Yeah, coming back in with a buy, though, is FaZe. So Galil dropped over to Skulls, who hands Simple the AWP. Wipe their hands of the previous round as we step into round 22. Good job from Sampias. The communication, the attack in middle. He had a lot of time to reposition and go for that peek from the bomb site. And Heroic now within 3.
Sampias with the aggressive A-main play with his op. Misses the opportunity. He's going to drop back. Elise, good entry. Traded by Tanir. Essential frag to keep Heroic even.
Very important trade, but FaZe love that.
Oh, missed shot.
Coming out on the top, and he spotted Sampias, who walks right into it. Gave Simple the kill on a silver platter.
And he's just going to kill, but Tanir, he's already out. He's in front of the molly, but it's going to be covered off. Frozen's got him. Follow-up utility coming in. FaZe looking to close it out. LNC and Youngstar running back into this one, but Youngstar's gone, and it's Simple to close it out. On this day of suicide, the sirens sound as FaZe Clan take the opening map.
In this event, and what we saw even on Ancient, they can contend. So let's see what they're going to bring out. Maybe a little bit of a trap now where both these teams steal each other's map picks. This one isn't going to be super secure as FaZe's choice of map in this series. Frozen, Carrigan, Simple at the B bomb site. Skulls and Elige over towards A. And a slow pistol round start for Heroic.
Well, Simple is certainly going to be hoping that he can get off to a better start here on this map. Quiet on the first. Elvish Guy and Pilsky here on the mic. We're a little bit of a Australian
If
action
you were
coming
missing
your way.
Australia, we got it for you.
And we got Simple winning down in the connectors. So he's already got the opener. Youngster's going to try and trade that back in Elise just around the corner here.
Yeah, but I don't know. I wonder if seeing skulls, it gives him the indication that somebody's close up, right? Oh, yeah, it does. He swings hard, pre-firing Elise, and that's a great equalizer. And look at the pinch. Skulls has no idea because nobody was ever in mid. And all of a sudden, from a man advantage to lost bomb site and bomb planted, FaZe is in trouble.
Yeah, suddenly they find themselves in a very difficult position. Carrigan's still alive, though. The carry. He's still around and still kicking.
2 maps in a row. Are we going to get that out of Carrigan?
Let's wait and see. It would be something unbelievable. Here comes Simple into the camera. Carrigan going in. It's Simple and Frozen with a couple of kills. And just like that, FaZe flip it back.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Carrigan with the double. Simple with the double. Beautiful shooting from the pair of them. And they steal a pistol round away from Heroic right from beneath their nose. Noses.
Noses.
There's 6
or
of them.
one collective nose.
I don't know if Heroic have one collective nose.
But they were not able to sniff out a round victory. It was Simple and Carrigan combining together with multi-kills. And it looked like Heroic might have done it. Yeah, you're going to be pretty frustrated about getting into a really solid position at the end of the round.
Yeah, especially considering what Youngstar did for you. Like that clearing A main solo, essentially, reading the setup, reading based off the positioning of Skulls where Elise would be. Absolutely filthy. To have that round go against you has got to be frustrating. But with the bomb plant, they get Galils. So Tech 9, 2 players with utility, already chunked down by utility.
Simple. With a Legion mid. Looks like going to be deep smoke. Going to spam down just to make sure no one's peeking that window. Supply is put on high alert. Realizing they can peek on the bridge window itself. They'll slow down. They'll leave A.
And Heroic had made the decision to fall into a B pinch. 3 through Dark. Coming up canals as we speak. 2 attacking from B main. It's Frozen and Carrigan alone to defend. They've got counter utility. Frozen has smoke and HE grenade. But it looks like it's going to come out late. Or perfect is the nade.
Yeah, nade goes in, softens them up, breaks them apart as they start to run in. It's Carrigan on the cleanup from the back of the site. 2 again. Elise this time nipping in from connector. Bombs loose. Tanir goes into the open. Elise will commit to the headshot.
So it's cool hearing the comms of FaZe in that situation as well. I'm hoping they get it, the viewers at home, but hearing them actually calm it out, communication, the spots, where he's moved, where they saw him. Really well done from FaZe. They're looking zoned in these first couple of rounds.
Yeah.
So Heroic get no plant that time, so down to pistols with no armor. And a little bit more desperate to find any kind of production.
I do hope the viewers heard it, Jason. Otherwise, it sounds like I just give up speaking.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Why
I'm just gonna be quiet for a little while.
Stop talking in the clutch.
Just gonna chill.
Okay, getting fired up now too.
Bringing the energy. They're gonna need a lot of energy today to get through this game. Another BO3 against a very difficult squad.
Yeah, but FaZe just... It is exactly what Elise said on day one. Day to day, you can see the improvement. You can see this team and these individuals starting to have more confidence in the game they're playing. In such a tough situation with 2 stand-ins, things are getting better every time they step in the server. Skull spots out both. First kill is his. Happy to challenge, takes a dink. LNZ knows he's getting flanked out. So 3-0 for FaZe is going to be the scoreline going into the first gun round. AKs will come back out for Heroic. And we'll see what kind of a game plan they're going to bring into Anubis. Ooh!
LNZ not able to find anything other than that, though, but great shot to prevent the clean sheet as FaZe go 3-0 up. AK is going to be coming out over on the Heroic side of things. No AWP going to be spotted just yet for the T side.
Yeah, so what are we going to do? Are we going to be going fast, slow to start things out if you're Heroic? Are you going to try and get something really poppy, contact, change of pace right out of the gate? Or are you going to try and spread out into a default and gather some information to play the mid-round? Default towards middle, and they're going to come right through this deep smoke. XFloud and LNZ going to start stepping through. Simple looking for the boost, but they're coming low. Flashbanged off the angle and can't get away in time. And Elige is now in a tough spot. Converts for one.
All the pressure right on. He was committed into the open angle in the middle. At least gets one kill, but it's not enough to put FaZe in a comfortable spot here. You're going to need to step up.
It forces Skulls to get aggressive in A main to find some safety away from camera. No one stepped into his crosshair just yet, but with all the utility down over in middle, Heroic's going to pause. They're going to wait.
Yeah, Frozen clearing out connector. He's got Karrigan coming alongside of him as well.
This is basically the only push available to him, but with a minute left on the clock.
They're going to try and combine with Skulls. Does he catch a good timing? Youngstar goes back, catches Karrigan, has the read and the potential A play as well. In fact, he goes back again. Damage done under the connector, playing with XFloud taking that frag on Frozen. The B-bomb site's open as they have the info on Skulls. And Skulls not able to amount to much in that situation. So the first round on the board here for Heroic.
That's a beautiful round from Heroic. I really liked that. Stalled out in middle, the deep Molotov, smokes are up, you're a little bit nervous, you got time on the clock. We saw FaZe do the same exact thing to them on the opening map of the series on Ancient. This is just really well done, capitalizing in a situation where you know FaZe has to make the move. And because this opening was so aggressive, this happens at like a minute and a half left on the clock. It's just too much time for FaZe to stay and gamble and just sit in a bomb site. Worked perfectly for Heroic, 3-1. Simple still able to afford an AWP. He's going to open up at the A bomb site, but he'll give up A main quickly. Skulls swaps positions with him.
We're looking at a B split right here for Heroic. It's going to be a direct call early into the round.
I feel like
they could fizzle out, and we're going to go for a tech pause.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm hearing type it. It feels like this round is going to get reset.
We're talking about last night.
Oh, it's a mouse issue.
But it sounds like they knew it was going to be a mouse issue. And they warned him.
Oh, did he not charge his mouse?
He didn't charge the mouse.
Come on, Simple.
Up late, playing FPL.
Look at that. He hasn't even got the bungee anymore. Because
oh, gross. It's such a bad feeling, too, plugging in the wireless mouse. You feel so locked down. You feel so restricted.
Exactly.
It's claustrophobic.
Oh, Simple. I know you've been out for a while, but you need to charge the mouse, buddy.
Trying to bend the cable to make it comfortable.
All right, guys, I got 1 or 2 rounds in me.
Mate, pull yourself some slack, put it under the monitor stand, put the hand warmers on top of it, do something.
Well then, do you burn your timeouts to give him some charge? No, you do not. You just go, all right, your fault. Let's see how you can use the wired mouse, Simple.
Yeah, well, those things charge pretty quick. You give him 2 rounds and he can unplug that bad boy and he can finish out the map. A wired up Simple, plugged into the Matrix. AWP is over at A main. This is going to be a fast pinch towards B. Karrigan to defend with Frozen. They have less utility and weaker weaponry than the previous round.
Well, Karrigan spots them. Those are right in front of him. He's going to throw the utility down and then go for the peek. He does very well to get one and a lot of damage. Tanier to follow up on Frozen, though.
Same protocols as the previous round as well. Exact same fights for Frozen, helping out towards Dark, then swinging right side of the plant spot to guard Jail, and Heroic's just ready for it. They'd just seen it previously, so save called by FaZe. No reason to even flirt with the idea. Yeah, you got a kit, but you're not going to find the kills.
Fall back, save, and charge the mouse.
True. I didn't even think about the mouse charging side of things.
Nope.
This is nice from Elige, though. Position to take some exit kills. Simple's going to be joined up with him in a very extended crossfire that Elige has to back away from now. Second round for Heroic, and money is an issue for FaZe. If you look at the cash flow that they've got, that they're working with. A 1-round losing bonus at the moment, so not going to get a whole lot of funds. Karrigan and Frozen will force buy around these saved weapons.
Terrorists win.
LNZ just trying to figure out what FaZe Clan might have, knowing that they've saved 3.
Yeah, I mean, at any time a team saves 3 weapons, you're just going to expect to buy because it's so easy and so dangerous. A 5.7 with armor around those is such a powerful tool to have. So Heroic approaching this as if the round is in a full buy across the board. And actually, Frozen and Karrigan, I thought they'd force up. They didn't invest anything, just the pistols.
Yeah, I want to keep $2,000 average here across the rest of the team in residual cash. Alicia's gone for the B-pop. He's pushed out.
Okay,
space for Elige.
$2,400 for FaZe after this round with the 2-round losing bonus. putting most of these players around 44, 4,500 for a buy in round 7.
You're burning. Dude, you're burning. Skulls has moved out of the fire now.
He had to wait for the smoke to fill back in after the nade blew it open. Yeah, tense situation for him, and they still don't know about Elige. And this gives them so much freedom where they've had issues at the B bomb site. Now Elige in this spot is just like, guys, we don't have to worry about it too much. They can come dark, sure, but I have all the information.
Here's X-Flow catching Elige's B push. Doesn't work out here for FaZe. That's one of the rifles gone, and the other's low in HP.
Do they continue with his A hit? They were going to turn this corner, and Simple's op was posted, but that kill causes them to pause.
It's got to be a big step up here, but the utility comes in and cancels out any impact he can have from heaven. He has to fall back in behind that, and the rifle's gone, so Simple goes into the fire. They know the op is there, and he's going to start retreating because this round's done.
And they should hunt. They should hunt off the back of this. You knew the op was close over to the A bomb site. It's going to back away through the beach. So already Heroic is on their heels, pushing forward. X-Flout hasn't cut them off on the other side of the map quite yet, but he's in position to. And if FaZe can't save this op into the next round, if they can't keep it in Simple's hands, they won't have it as a resource.
Oh, Simple's gone. That's the op down for a second here in Frozen. Desperately trying to hang on to it, but he won't. He won't be able to do it. There's too many targets coming at him. Eventually, that AWP is going to be taken out of his hands, and nothing saved over that AWP. So it's going to be rifles for FaZe Clan. That's the only option they have.
All right, Heroic warming up into this T side now. 3 rounds in a row to equalize the score. And you're exactly right, all M4s for FaZe. So without the op, they're going to have to come back into this. Skulls was red HP, took a ton of damage earlier on. So a pretty easy opening provided by Youngstar as he comes in. The off angle for Skulls not as strong as he would have liked. Although he does love that spot. I saw him playing it yesterday as well during some executes. It's a little go-to for Skulls. Might be something that teams can read against him.
Well, Simple has the flashbang cocked and ready to go. He's going to send it out for his teammates into the B main push. Did not work out for Elige in the previous round, but he's got some help this time. Some Pies is looking to try and punish any aggression from FaZe, but it's cancelled already. They're going back.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a nice piece of aggression. They don't catch anyone, but even the information they gather isn't really worth it at the end of the day because everything's going to change now. So Elige and Frozen pushing in towards Dark. Looks like they want to time some aggression in A main. A pinch in canals and water and stairs. Nobody's home for Heroic to fall prey to it, but FaZe will have a ton of information and a lot of map control.
Under a minute on the clock. And the push through mid has not been detected yet. Look how deep they've got. LNZ and X-Flood are now arriving in the temple. Simple's going to spot it, but he gets eradicated.
And now the defense of the B bomb site can't really defend anything.
Elige has got to step up, gets into the jail. There's still a little bit of time for Heroic to stay composed.
What do you do?
Elige is just stuck in a hellish position here. He's going to eventually be taken out. Frozen does well to get a double. He's still alive, still kicking. Karrigan coming in to try and step up with him, but in the end, it's Heroic taking frags and taking round wins.
All right, massive weakness at the B bomb site for FaZe. Heroic is just leaning on it right now, and it's racking him up rounds. 4 straight and forces the timeout out of FaZe. They have no clue how to stop this. They've now had aggression that succeeded in positioning an Elige outside of the B bomb site controlling A main. He pushed and got killed. They've tried defending it passively with Karrigan and Frozen. This time it's Karrigan and Elige, and the split from middle is so painful. They have found no successful way of making the B bomb site something they can defend. They just haven't been able to find the successful way to hold it.
Yeah, Neo very vocal in this timeout.
Even trying to get aggressive at A to get fast flanks to alleviate some of that pressure, that hasn't worked. Heroic is just bullying them.
Sampai's last second getting that pick on Frozen. Karrigan keeping it positive. Not looking good, though, in terms of the buy in this round for FaZe. So 5-3 is the most likely outcome over the next minute and 45 seconds.
And a stalemate in the early going. Heroic knowing the money situation's a little bit scuffed for FaZe, waiting to see if there's going to be any cheese, any shenanigans, any crazy pushes. They see nothing so far. 1 minute and 15 seconds on the clock. FaZe, for their part, with the upgraded pistols and the MP9 and a little bit of utility, just trying to hold on to it as long as possible. If Heroic's too passive in this round, they could just get stalled out if they don't apply enough pressure to force out this utility. So FaZe going to keep Dark smoked off. Kerrigan rotates as they execute the B push.
Yeah, they now realize there's no one here, and they're going to try and start sprinting a couple of players back over to the A site. They actually got some numbers there
Kerrigan,
in time.
he's been smoked down. Okay, he's just got it in time.
Yeah, so he's going to slow them down even more. And so the rotation is now arriving, so a shot at damage here for FaZe. P250 good for one. Kerrigan's 5-7. Nothing found from that, but instead it's the simple Deagle. And he's cracking skulls open. It's now Sampaius winning around the corner. 2 from Simple. Can he get a third on Sampaius? Ooh, it's an awkward fight. And the reload as the head tucks down. Sampaius gets it into a 1v1 fight. The Spaniards, the back of the side. He had 1 bullet left. 1 bullet, and he nails it right between the eyes.
That's some beautiful tapping from Sampaius. From one AWPer making a comeback to another. Shuts down Simple's Deeg. And just tapping it in. Sampaius, this is fantastic work. Swaps away from the AWP. I mean, nicely done from Simple. Set up by 2 players going down, but running out of ammunition. 1 bullet.
Boom.
God damn. Well done, Sampaius. And Heroic continue their tear. 5 in a row.
Yeah, and xFloud starts screaming back at them again. Went quiet after the first half of Ancient, but confident enough to get on the mic again. Here's Youngstar going for an aggressive play. Could catch Skulls out here on a timing. It's got quite deep in A main.
All right, Youngstar. Footsteps heard by Skulls, so he hustles around the corner, a little bit worried. Lurk smoke for some space. Alige gets pulled into a double doors peek. xFloud, a chance to take down 2, and he will. Alige and Simple, huge scalps to take, and Heroic still, nothing will stop them on Anubis.
This T-side is building beautifully now for Heroic. All 5 players staying alive. 6-3 scoreline. Money in the bin again for FaZe. Half by territory. 7-3, almost a lock-in at this point for Heroic.
Dude, I cannot believe how much Heroic is just owning them on this map. Now, it is T-side Anubis, and we've seen halves like this get completely out of control. We know the CT side can sometimes be quite an issue, and right now FaZe is experiencing that to every single extent.
Well, Sampaius saves them as well in that previous round with the clutch coming in.
Guys, what's happened now?
Did you say what's happened now?
Yeah, what's happened now? I guess that's what I thought he said. I don't know what's happened.
I like it.
Well, here's Simple's Deagle again, back at the bomb site.
Another force buy for FaZe, pistols and the single MP9, little bit of utility. But early, Heroic is challenging into this bomb site, might force some of those smokes out before FaZe really want to use them.
xFloud clearing Kerrigan. Nice kill from Frozen through the site. Simple unable to mount too much there with the Deagle at the back of the bomb site. Frozen still being a nuisance, damage being done, but now he's alone. And eventually Frozen will fall.
Yeah, poor guy. Nade lands on his head. 7-3, 2 rounds remaining in this opening half that Heroic have just cracked wide open. This is now 7 rounds straight. FaZe win the pistol, convert the second, have an easy time in the third, and then they've just been getting punched in the face repeatedly since then. Second timeout taken as FaZe is desperate to find answers. I don't really know what it would be either. They've tried so much at this B bomb site. They've given so many different looks over, and Heroic have handled all of it. So Kerrigan very talkative with Neo, passing some ideas down the line as the timeout comes to its end.
Question is, how many rounds do you need if you're FaZe on the CT side?
Look, you can I mean, 3's going to take an incredible second half. 4 is okay. 5 is a happy spot.
So 4 with the
4 you
pistol
can
round and
work with.
conversion.
4 with the pistol you can work with.
Okay. Well, let's see if FaZe can grab that extra round here. It buys in. No AWP, and I mean, that was the key yesterday against BCG for such a dominant game with Simple's AWP. He hasn't necessarily had it a whole lot. Here comes a quick A play for Heroic. Just going to get through that fire, smoke it off, put pressure on Simple and Skulls. The two stand-ins delivering straight away is Skulls. Simple peeking out for the fountain, drowns out this round from Heroic. And that 4th round is here for FaZe.
Okay, a little bit of a reprieve for FaZe. Heroic out of the timeout changed things up. They want to go for a pace change and catch FaZe completely off guard. But it's just worked the other direction. Where Heroic has defeated FaZe throughout all this is these mid-round moves, players being aggressive, making plays around smokes. FaZe handled the rush with no issues.
Yeah, I think they're going to be very happy with the setup they had deployed there in terms of dealing with that A rush. And it's also important that FaZe didn't lose too many players here because their money's still not in a great spot. If you lose a couple of players in this round and you still win it, you may have a couple of expensive rebuys. It leaves you weak. So some damage here for Sampayas could be huge, but he isn't going to grab much. So 4th place stay out for FaZe to recover the money going into the last round of the half. Looking for that 5th round win on the CT side, and that would not be bad whatsoever.
I mean, dude, if FaZe leave this half with 5 rounds, that's a steal. That's just an outright steal from FaZe because they've just been getting destroyed. They'd get the benefit of that pistol round boost. Good job from Skulls, close up, double kill. Simple's there for the trade, the swing on his contact. Nobody's looking at him. 4 kills at the start of the rush. Final round of the first half, 7-4 in the favor of Heroic. AWP is going to cover. Any kind of dark peek coming in, but nobody from FaZe wants it.
Here comes Youngstar. Around the corner, Skulls going to pick it up. Youngstar going down, so the opening kill once again found by Skulls towards A main.
That felt lazy, that felt forced. Especially considering he'd seen that set up a number of times throughout this half. Flashbang in, Sampayas takes the angle to make sure there's no follow-up aggression from FaZe.
Oh, Simple. Getting up to the table inside of that smoke is going to think twice about that decision and drop back. Wants to maintain the player advantage, not put himself in harm's way.
No control of the map really for Heroic. They haven't even tried to take anything except for Youngster's foray into A main. Bomb is still dropped way far back at T-spawn. That'll have to be picked up likely by xFloud, who's still patient in middle. Utility being spent, but no pressure being applied behind it. Using this utility to pull a 3rd defender to the A bomb site, and that's going to give the space to xFloud to push forward. So a player in an advanced position, they can pivot around in the middle of the map.
It's a double setup in connector right now as well for FaZe.
But finishing at the B bomb site, which has been a weakness all the way through this half.
25 seconds. Will time be their friend here, FaZe? Carrigan going down. Frozen trying to step up. He gets into the B main position. Takes some of the control back. And with him playing his life, xFloud can't really get rid of him. Smoke is going to come up.
Yeah, but this is a really nice position and play from Frozen. It's eating a smoke away. Oh, good pick. Yeah, Simple, a little bit too committed. Before the retake was ready, Frozen's got one.
A surprise goes back to cover off Khan and Liege. Offered up, Skulls to fall next. And a 1v1 for Sampayas. This is for the 4K. He knows exactly where his victim is. Frozen trying to come through. Has to walk into the scope. Has to walk into the Spanish sniper, and he can't get past him. Heroic have an 8-4 lead as they look to try and even out the map score here in Dallas.
Heroic will not go down without a fight. They will not win 8-4 at the end of the first half, powered by xFlout's 15 kills. A beautiful T-side on Anubis, but equally, FaZe will not let Heroic have that third map of Mirage without a battle of their own. Scraping together one final round before the half close, giving themselves a fighting chance in this second half. Pistol round feels pretty needed for FaZe.
8-4, doable with a pistol and a conversion as they look to try and 2-0 Heroic today. Simple stepping up into mid first. LNZ is going to be back in the mid house. He'll drop in behind the double doors, allowing the space here for FaZe to move forward. Elise is going to be in the front mat.
LNZ has to be passive, has to respect the smoke.
And they might just walk right into him here.
Oh, it looks like they want to
play in
split.
the gap. LNZ is going to take the first headshot. Looking for a second. Skulls has to trade it and does so. Now Carrigan applying pressure as Tanir is moving in towards him. Carrigan taking a few steps back, and oh, the fight. He does a lot of damage, but does not come out on top of the fight against Tanir. Here's the wraparound for the rest of the FaZe players, but a turn back from Youngstar. Supply stepping up alongside of him, and Youngstar with one hell of a pistol round secures 3.
It looked like FaZe got everything they wanted, and they never knew that Heroic had stacked the B bomb site right out of the gate. 3 defenders there, and even though it's a little bit confusing and chaotic of where you're supposed to position with the hit coming from CT spawn, coming from everywhere you don't expect, it takes some banger shots from Youngstar. What a performance and an important critical pistol round. 9-4 for Heroic, and it feels like Mirage is looming around the corner.
Yeah, full Glocks now for FaZe. They've been flat here on Anubis. Mirage is a third and final map. Yeah, that could be fireworks at least, Jason. But we haven't seen that same spark from the likes of Elysian and Simple that we got to see yesterday.
Well, first map it was Kerrigan, remember, right? With like 24 kills, he had 20-something kills that he ended with. And it really, I mean, that performance carried FaZe through a really tough stretch. Nobody's providing that performance here on Anubis. So nobody was able to keep them in contention throughout the half, which is why this scoreline looks so busted. Individually, FaZe a little bit quiet today. And that might force us to settle this on Mirage. Good control from Sampius and LNZ as they come through. Elige gonna walk out of dark to his death. And now they're just laughing at him.
Yeah, now they're having a great time, comfortable in the Heroic camp.
If FaZe could see that you're getting laughed at by Heroic, like, what are they doing? Why are they coming through the smoke? This is stupid. Why is FaZe doing this? We'll take those kills.
Not fire them up enough, but so much work needed here for FaZe. They got to do it in gun rounds.
I know.
No buffer to kick off the second half of the pistol.
Yeah, and I think at this point, like, you need some kind of a round. You need some kind of like an individual, a simple triple kill, a frozen sequence, something from Elige, powerful openings to get the team fired up, because you need to change the energy as well as the scoreboard now. Tanir is going to back away, spots 1 or 2 outside of the B bomb site. Passive default from FaZe, not challenging anything at the moment.
Well, Simple was about to flash his teammates into Con. Youngstar's going to get caught by it. Carrigan on the chase down, gets the double kill. So that is the exact maneuver FaZe had in mind.
Yeah, Kerrigan double opening wasn't on my list of things to change the energy, but it might just do it because he added a third on top, and Simple's like, I want the kills.
The only one that can stop him.
This is my party. I'm the one coming back. I get the frags. You don't.
Stop being the GOAT. Carrigan with 3 kills picked up. Great work. That's the round done off the back of that. Simple flashed him in. Carrigan gets the multi-kill opener.
It doesn't have quite like that punch, that like feel to it as like a big-time clutch would, but that still can be something that changes the nature of this game. So we'll see if moving forward that's changed something for FaZe.
Yeah, well, it's the first step. A long road to walk to come back into the game, but one step at a time. Well, I guess you could say halfway there, Jason.
Well, they got plenty of it when you consider the money situation, right? Because that's going to be the next big factor for Heroic looking into this. Next round is going to be a full investment. Everyone's going to buy up. Sampius and xFlout will have some money left over. They can drop weapons if they want utility. Tanir's going to need one. But after that, the coffers are going to be empty. After that, a FaZe victory means you have to sit back and force buy pistols or stay back on a USP. And then FaZe have that opportunity to close the gap even further. So I think one economic reset, and FaZe is right back in this game. Miscommunication, missed protocols for the two heroic defenders. We can see Kerrigan's loving the fact that they both shifted into the same position when pressure was applied.
Still a good buy here for Heroic. 4 M4s, 1 FAMAS. Youngstar gonna flash himself. That's a wild maneuver.
It is a bold play on such an important round, but they're obviously hoping that the A push is going to be able to join up with it. Success on one side activates the other side.
Well, it hasn't worked out. And 2v4. Still a shot at pulling this back, but you need a big individual step up from one of these players. In Tanir, he's got his first kill on Kerrigan, and now you give Sampais a shot at this. He's had a great map so far, 13 and 5. This is not done yet for FaZe by any means.
Yeah, I think that's maybe a mistake from Kerrigan. He might want to have that one back because I think he was just wanting the information, but he's not too often that he has a hot hand.
Well, here comes the util to try and heat things up for Sampais.
Miss Molotov.
Molotov is missed. It goes to the site instead of onto the bricks, and so Sampais is going to be taken down by Simple, so that problem is out of there. Tanir all the way over on the beach, and FaZe now a 3v1 post play.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's not often that Kerrigan feels like he's got a hot hand and wants to go for a heat check, right? That seemed like a fight that you didn't really need to take. As the IGL, you find the position of one of the two players in a 4-on-2, and you know other side of the map where your teammates already are is a 3-on. You don't have to take that fight, but it's all good. Works out at the end of the day anyways. Flash ended up being a sound cue for Elige to turn. So easy work for FaZe to shut down the aggression. It's 6-5, and you know, Heroic's best chance might have been closing this map on momentum. Now that you're going to have money taken away, and you're going to have to fight back and claw back into this as FaZe build up their own little bit of a mini run.
Might just be a grind.
It's going to get harder. Now they have, I think we're going to get a timeout at Heroic. They have some options in this round, right? With a saved AK-47, Tanir can drop that over. Youngstar could buy a rifle. Tanir could buy himself an M4. So you can actually put together a 3-rifle buy if you're feeling frisky, if you're Heroic.
Right.
Problem is, the other side of the coin is you're thinking about it's 10-6. We got 4 rounds to play with. Do we not just want to sack one of those with like a half buy, with a low buy, and make sure that we have as many full strength investments as possible? Tough call to make. And that's the conversation they're having now. For Kerrigan, aligning this T-side. Some final reminders to the stand-ins. To this last-minute lineup put together for a major run. Dallas, for them, is testing the waters. Trying to flesh out a map pool as best you can. Puts a lot of stress on the in-game leader to make sure everything's organized and orchestrated the way it should be. Timeout comes to a close. Round 17, 10-6. For Heroic.
Yeah, that one saved AK for Tanir. That is the diamond in the rough right now for Heroic. It's going to be positioned over to B. And unfortunately for Heroic, FaZe heavily positioned outside of A. We're going to smoke deep into A main. Alicia's got that control. Heroic just edging that AK out. Clearing out B.
It's happening.
They've got the space. They've got the info that no one's here.
They're trying to do it relatively quickly because this is all predicated on the timing of the A main smoke, which is fading shortly. Skulls, Elige, Simple, and Kerrigan outside of the A bomb site. But with this push, information is there. There's going to be 4 defenders here, but remember, it's weakened weapons.
Now the AK now arriving. Skulls is going to get ready to go into a main. Sampais is crossing into the open. Skulls has got the first. Elige cleaning up on the follow-up. And Tanir's AK needs something unbelievable from Cake. And he's got one. And a second picked up. But that's all Tanir can muster. Youngstar's flank beams. Spotted. Simple gets back to it in the end. And FaZe lose 2 players, but gain a 7th round win.
Yeah, all good. Good. I mean, Heroic, they do everything you could ask of them. They do everything right in that round. Gather the information safely. They have a flank coming in. But just as you're transitioning with 4 players at that A-bomb site, not a lot of good places to stand. And you're trying to get in front of the utility, and you just get caught in transition. That's right when FaZe is making their moves after the smoke fade. So the AK can't get involved until all of his teammates are already out of action. Lead has been cut down to 3. With 3 straight rounds for FaZe. Oh, back in the hands of Sampaius. He's got that in middle, and he wants the challenge. He'll get it, and he'll win it.
4v5 to have to try and return here for FaZe. They drop a lot of utility in mid just to force back any defenders that are there, but they're not looking to use that mid control. Instead, they're going to be setting up outside of the B bomb site and going for a final execution into 3 players. There's quite a number of forces here for Heroic. And it's not a B split. They're all coming through B main. All funneled through one main choke point.
It's bold. There's a good defense here as well.
Smoke goes down, but there's a gap for them to use as they flood out of the left side into the Jill. Leash going down. Youngstar picking up Frozen and Skulls. Not enough done here. Only 1 kill. Karrigan can't clutch it on his own. And it's a pretty weak round for FaZe, cleaned up by Heroic to push them up to 11-7.
Yeah, a little bit of a change of style themselves, FaZe, coming into this and trying to catch Heroic snoozing, but man, they had so many bodies at that bomb site too, over in Dark, one on the platform. And most of the time for FaZe, when they were attacked at the B bomb site, it was like late mid-round, right? Late mid-round, late round, and FaZe generally only had 2 players there. Like, that's the difference in these hits, is a third defender does so much at that B bomb site if you can have them there when the attack comes in. Final timeout taken from FaZe. Karrigan's going to try and put together the winning recipe. FaZe probably feel like this map has been like a B- game from them, maybe a C+. Not been going well individually or as a team, so Karrigan's got to change that. From here on out, it's got to be your A game. 4 rounds back. Heroic 2 away from taking us to a 3rd map.
Nade landing on the stairs, a little bit of damage off the top of Liege and Skulls. Simple hoping for a connector peek, an ambitious effort from Youngstar to come through. He has shown a tendency to want to get aggressive, but not in this round. In fact, he's in a duel with Liege. Youngstar's going to drop back and play it more conservatively, and we've got Liege losing a lot of his health.
All good for the moment. Plan 1 for FaZe is to take A main control with that deep smoke, and they're going to do exactly that. Karrigan leading the way with Skulls in support. Another lurk smoke chucked out. Karrigan gets against the wall.
He's just going to go. He's going to go right into the smoke. Round the back. They're not looking. Karrigan gets 1. Really hoping for a second there, but doesn't take it away. At least the numbers are even. 50 seconds still on the clock, and look at the B push here for Heroic. They've got so much space to work with right now.
And nobody's looking for this. Like, Frozen is the last player to watch these flanks, and he's looking all the way towards Dark, not even considering the B push. Youngstar is so close. Timing on this is everything.
Dude, they're not ready.
Tanir hasn't been able to fall back to get to the A bomb site, so it's only going to be LNZ, but Simple is caught, but survives.
Oh, wow. The fact that he survives, it gets the alarm system going, and now FaZe know they've been flanked out. 25 seconds, limited time. FaZe have to commit into the site. Heaven smoke in at the right time. LNZ peeks before it, gets a lineup on the Skulls, but no kill. As a sweep backs away, he's going to get in behind that Heaven wall. We've got a 4v4 retake going down here.
Look at the health on FaZe, though. They're all tagged up. These can be some pretty easy mop-ups. Simple with the op could be a deciding factor, but he's only got 6 HP.
We need Elise to step up as well if you want FaZe to win this 8th round, and he's going to be playing under the bricks. Youngstar moving into the site. Quick kill on Skulls. Follows up on Elise. Down to just 2. Simple's up, the only weapon left. And Sampaius makes sure there is no heroic play from Simple Sniper. We are looking at map point on Anubis here for Heroic. It is not enough done from FaZe, and Mirage looks destined.
Yeah, I mean, just no HP. None of those FaZe players. Frozen was the only one with health, and he was unfortunately in a more passive position further back towards A main. Skulls after the bomb plant, Elige with low HP. Like, none of them feel like they can be the one to be the aggressor to actually stop the retake from swinging wide and getting out of the choke points. All these battles are taking place when Heroic is already beginning the retake, is already into it. You'll have to stay alive with Tech 9s, but xFloud has already made that difficult.
Oh,
Another
yeah.
push, a double kill.
Well, that's it. Heroic have the perfect position to close out this map now. LNC into the open in mid. A double kill is Simple and Frozen. Both go down, and Tanier has locked in Elige. He's got this headshot right to the back of the head eventually. It's going to be body shots. Doesn't matter. Same result.
Kill. He's done it.
He's done it, in fact, and so have Heroic. They've tied up the series. It all comes down to Mirage. One of these teams heading home. The other will have one last shot.
Riddled roster to stay alive at IEM Dallas, and for Heroic, this surprising run from them looking dangerous. They can put an end to what everybody wants to see come to fruition before it begins.
The pistol kicks off with LNZ with some utility in his back pocket. He's going to be positioning early towards the B bomb site. Currently Carrigan there solo. The closest rotation is Frozen. He can come back and help him from short side, but it's all about the mid-aggression from Elige. Searching for some early information. Spots one player at the T apartments, but looking to go forward. Carrigan is going to just send one right between the eyes of LNZ.
It allows him to hold onto his smoke. He's like, there's no danger, and there's Frozen chiming in. Bomb is all the way towards the B bomb site, and Skulls that's a headshot in. All right, FaZe coming in with some precision on the pistol.
Yeah, this is a clean pistol round for sure. Youngstar and Sampaius now stepping forward, looking to take some fights. It's eventually one going in the way of Heroic. Youngstar to drop. Skulls can get Simple as well. He's going to move in towards him. He does take Simple down, so now a 2v3.
Oh man, after such a hot start, FaZe has just given up 1v1 duels over to Youngstar. He's taking complete advantage of this. Now a bomb plant could come in. There is a flank from Elige, so going to be a very tough round to win, but the plant is better than they probably expected in the 2v5.
Yeah, it looked like it was about to be a clean-cut victory for FaZe, but back on, and Sampaius he's going back to consider this. He's going back to consider Elige. Youngstar's got another headshot in the meantime. Elige does win it, but Youngstar's got to do it all on his own. Carrigan low. Youngstar waits on default. They jump up. They clear him out eventually. Well, that could have been a lot cleaner from FaZe. Youngstar makes it messy.
Could have been a lot cleaner, but they're going to smile and take the victory regardless. Elige defuses the bomb. Brilliant shooting from FaZe to open up the round. Youngstar puts a performance in to almost turn it on its head. But FaZe was just too strong of a position to let it fully slip away. So pistol round is theirs to start CT Mirage. And with the plant, Heroic, they choose to invest. Hero AK-47 on Youngstar makes sense. 3 MAC-10s and a Tech 9. Execute at the A bomb site, and they're going to look to take space really quickly. Keep your eyes on Skulls and how he decides to play against the utility. Going to have to make some really good decisions.
Flashes into the sky. They ran on in. As Heroic look to penetrate the A bomb site. They populated already. Here goes xFloud chasing down Simple. Can't get away. The MAC-10's got two. Elige and Simple both fall within seconds. And this A bomb site is in control of Heroic.
Oh, now the MAC-10 close up. This can chew Carrigan up, but a pre-fire around the corner. 3 on 3 now.
It's going to get the upgrade as well into the rifle. The retake still on, but Youngstar looking sharp to kick off Mirage.
No kits.
Taking their time at CT spawn, time that they do not have. xFloud covers from connector, and they realize FaZe can't win this. Skulls will back away with Frozen, and a response from Heroic after losing the pistol into the A hit. They've tied up the game.
Yeah, give credit obviously over to xFloud, obviously, with that little MAC-10 push through the smoke. Simple never expected it. Elige never expected to come back wide swinging, and that aggression just wins the day. 2 opening kills force FaZe into a really tough retake behind utility, and they can't get anything done. So Heroic with an immediate round 2 rebuttal, and FaZe will buy back up in and try and reverse it one more time.
Yeah, forced by wars begin. All the pressure on this final map now. And we know that kicking off the tournament just a couple of days ago for FaZe, they had trouble in terms of these follow-up rounds. You know, the conversions, the force buys. It cost them good starts and halves. Could do the same again here. Elige is going to be waiting at top mid with that 5-7. But realizes it's not a favorable fight, so gets back into the con. Elige was doing some crazy work yesterday. on this map in towards Connector, which is devastating BCG. Gotta hope that he gets a similar performance going today. Here goes Simple's Deagle, peeking down into the underpass and window, but Tanir will win out that fight.
Not a bad fight for Simple to take. Had the exact one he wanted. The Deagle betrays him. So next round of smokes are deployed on the map. Skull's looking over the top. Oh, that could be a cheeky way to find a kill, but I think xCloud spotted a leg over the top of the smoke. And this buy and rebuttal for FaZe is accomplishing nothing so far.
1 for 1. Mirage and Tanir going blow for blow, and that's only going to favor Heroic as they continue to follow up. Tanir having a great round here. He's got 3 kills already. Karrigan nowhere near the action. He's over on the B-bomb site, and the force buy does not pay off for FaZe as Heroic go 2-1 up.
Yeah, they get smoked in this round. 4 players survive. So Heroic will grab that early advantage. They'll win. I mean, I guess we don't really need to call them force buy wars because it's over after in just round 3. Heroic don't even let it begin.
No, it's more like a force buy battle. Well, Aurora are in the next matchup. They're awaiting the winner of Heroic or FaZe.
Yeah, taking on Liquid earlier today with ease.
Yeah.
We saw on the opening day the frustration within FaZe building up as the game went on, and I think we'll start seeing that now on this map if things continue to go against FaZe.
Certainly so, and they're gonna have to do it the hard way now. They win the pistol where they fail to convert. They fail to really build on it. And now it's an eco coming right up, so Heroic going to be 3-1. I mean, obviously, the storyline everybody's been talking about is obviously Simple coming in, FaZe trying to get into the playoffs. But there's a cool storyline here, too, with xCloud that we heard from the pregame interview. He was asked about, playing with, going to an international squad instead of, just sticking with a Turkish team. And he said, well, the thing about that is if you want to play in a Turkish team, you've got one option. And if you're not happy in that team, then you're just going to be miserable.
Yeah, you're just toast.
So he went in, he realized he needed to make the international move. Well, he could be going up against that one Turkish team a little bit later today for a spot in the playoffs.
Yeah,
that would be quite the matchup for him.
It'd be personal. That's for damn sure. That's one you'd absolutely like to have just for pride, just to have it hanging over some of your former teammates. You were able to take them down and eliminate them from an event. Qualify to the playoffs over them. Especially a team like Heroic that's only been put together in January of this year. LNZ, Youngstar, and xCloud coming over from the Sengals roster. Joining up with some other leftovers, for a lack of a better term.
Well, Surprise finally getting out of the Falcons and getting back into the server again.
And Tanir coming from a team called Guns. Just in case you were curious where he came from before this squad.
It's quite a pickup, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not a bad find.
Nice find indeed. Well, who knows where the future of Heroic. Could be some changes just around the corner again, but for now, it's all focus on the major in Dallas.
I think that's the weirdest thing about this whole FaZe situation is it's like, I know this is a temporary one for the major, but what happens after that? What's the long-term plan? Do we have a long-term plan yet? Are we seeing what happens at the major and then we can develop one?
Wait and see.
Yeah.
Well, let's wait and see how this goes down as FaZe going to buy back again. It's 5 rifles. Karrigan has the AUG. At least the scope in action. But look at Sunpies. He's creeped out of A ramp. He's got up to Tetris. No barrel spotted on the peak, but it doesn't matter because Tanir has him covered.
That's such good coordination as well. Just as you're making your move, the ramp player pokes his head up to cover you. Another Molotov in towards jungle. Another smoke at Con. FaZe is kind of locked out of this retake until that kill comes in. Well done from Frozen. Now they can give it a chance, especially with the Liege, who's got a great jump on this flank. It's so good that he can even spend the extra time going through Palace, which nobody has eyes on for Heroic just yet, and the bomb is not planted for them. They've actually outpositioned themselves away from the bomb plant, which is at default.
Well, there's a kid on the back of Karrigan. Smoke has wanted to play here for Frozen onto that bomb. If Karrigan just gets on it, they've got the round win.
What the hell?
Oh, complete miscalculation, misplay from Heroic. Planting the bomb on default, then finding themselves in positions.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Where's the siren?
Let you know.
Turn the siren on, Karrigan.
Not yet. Not yet. I'm sure it'll come up.
That's a very curious unforced error from Heroic, and taking a timeout. I mean, that probably makes Saw just have an instant migraine, probably increases some frustration basically immediately. I don't know, were they like relying on the double nades to like do enough damage?
Hold the bomb! Excellent! Come on!
Yeah, that's where like all three players of Heroic like look around and just say, what were you doing? Why did you make this decision? I made the decision.
Well, FaZe are going to take that one.
I mean,
Money's still on the brink of collapse, but for both teams now.
In a map 3 for elimination.
Yep, that's one of the rounds you let go.
Oof.
Well, they could respond and just get the round victory, Jason.
Yeah, they could.
That
and
could
I mean,
help.
It'd be really nice for them if they're able to just put that one behind them really quickly with the round win here. Now, the nice thing for them is even after that loss, look at the money. They've still got another buy built up behind this one if they are to lose 2 in a row. So Heroic in a pretty good position. Oh, and Simple's not. Oh, Nate out. He has no idea. He's dead for free. Frustration going to show on his face.
Skull's trying to pull it back, but he just can't get it. Doesn't look good from Skulls whatsoever. FaZe down 2 players, make it 3. Elise trying to step up, but when you don't have enough teammates, it's impossible for Elise to do everything.
I mean, when the first kill comes out like that, when it's free, and the whole defense crumbles after it, that's like the first brick falling. And it's so hard for the rest of the defense to get lined up when that kill just happens so quickly, so free, and so unexpectedly.
And the damage done from, you know, that previous round mistake from Heroic is fixed immediately when you win a round so convincingly like that.
And let's be real, Skulls needed that kill anyway.
Oh, dude, I don't know how he doesn't get it.
Skulls absolutely had to have that kill.
This is Simple dying, just not...
No eyes on mid because your resources are setting up the aggression at A ramp really deep. Simple's there with the support with utility. You're kind of calling the bluff that no one's going to make a fast con play like that, and just wrong this round.
Yeah, you can see the surprise on Simple's face on the timing of how quickly Youngstar got into connector.
0 kills on Simple, 3rd in deciding map.
Oh, it's not a pretty sight right now for FaZe. Mid-control taking here for Heroic. They realize what they're up against. They just don't want to walk into a stack. They don't want to be caught by any traps. There's the 1 kill from Simple off the goose egg. LNZ to take Frozen off of the ledge here. Oh, gets caught in the window. Another kill for Carrigan. Another follow-up from Skulls, and all of a sudden, FaZe have the player advantage. 45 seconds left. Sampaio looking to get through into the site. Elige's flank is coming soon. If they can buy enough time, if they can stay alive and keep the pressure on, then Elige could deliver something beautiful from behind here.
Bombs down. In halls.
Oh, that's huge. They have to come back to him. And Elise now realizes this. Better weapon on the crowd. Goes for the kill. Oh, he sees the follow-up. Sampaio now in the clutch. Looking to bail them out of a pit of despair again. Sampaio with 25 seconds left. Remember, has to go back and get that bomb. And Simple doesn't budge, doesn't give him a chance. Don't give him an opportunity to win this on elimination. And that is what he has to do now because there's no time to get that bomb back. Has to go for kills. Jumps into Simple, and Elise is long gone. They've won the round here, FaZe. A ridiculous one to pull out of the hat, but one they desperately needed.
I'll let him know, Carrigan. That's 2 big mistakes down the stretch. The plant that you worked yourself away from a couple rounds back, and now losing to Pistols, the missed jump from LNZ just sells him down the river. But all these Pistols just chiming in with a good headshot. And once again, Elige is hitting some... I like it.
I love it.
This is twice now. Elige's had some very timely flanks. He's getting very good reads on where to push on the other side of the map. But FaZe at the moment is just hanging on, just staying in this by their fingernails. They haven't got that win that lets them feel like they're in control.
God, if you keep piling on the pressure here, FaZe, and Heroic and their inexperience keeps making mistakes in a crucial game. So survival here, Simple can start to warm up as well. And he's got a double inside a connector. 4v3, Youngstar slips out into the site. Very aware of the possibility that Skulls could be playing under the wood. He's going to have his crosshair position right there. Does Skulls ever step into the open?
Oh, what a tease on this X-ray.
Simple rotating over towards CT. Tenier to drop Carrigan on the B-bomb site. Youngstar moves forward. Skulls goes down. And all of a sudden, it is Heroic with a player advantage again. Simple blinded, held back at CT spawn, but you need impact out of the Simple op. He's given you 2 so far in the round, but you need more. Sustains damage in the fire.
I think they might be saving.
And I don't think they can win this. Yep, they're realizing they have no kits, they have no utility, and Simple took too much damage, so it's a back away call. It's into the save. And Tenier could actually hunt them down and remove everything from their hands regardless. Frozen to fall. Simple's AWP up next. Grenade goes in. That'll do it. Surely no. Suddenly no damage done. Simple still under pressure though. And eventually that AWP is ripped from his hands. And even though they make the safe call, they don't even get that mercy.
Where's Tenier's opening kill? Where does he find that? Over on Catwalk? Is he picking off someone getting a little bit frisky? That's the one that started it. And then the Skulls was the second kill as it all came crumbling down after Simple's double. Buys right back up into the AWP. Here's Tenier deep into the... Oh, that's a brutal shot. That's crazy. A great adjustment from Youngstar, who had such an advanced position. Playing a really good game, Youngstar. 10 and 4, 9 for Tenier, 8 for xFloud. That trio has Heroic with the 2-round lead on the map for elimination.
And that's twice now FaZe have capitalized on the mistakes of Heroic and taken 2-round wins. One off the bomb plant being put out of position. Then they get the eco win. But neither of those times have they been able to follow up and convincingly take the second round or put them together. So FaZe getting no momentum and not building any money. You're looking at Simple at least having the AWP, but all 4 other players are going to have pistols here.
I'll tell you what, Dinko, this has huge implications for the rest of the half. This could be 9-3 for Heroic again. I mean, if FaZe can't win this round... Oh, their economy is going to be in such a rough place for the rest of this half. They have a 1-round losing bonus built up. They'll get 1,900. It'll have to be a double save if they lose this.
It's going to be an A execute from Heroic.
Heroic have to love how this half has been playing out. The performances they're getting, I mean, yeah, they've had some of those crushing mistakes. And that's maybe the idea that Saul's thinking right now. If we just didn't play 2 stupid rounds, we could be dominating.
Oh, here comes the execution. Carrigan close up. We've seen him have some big rounds of 5-7s, but it won't be happening here. And he's instead Frozen, who drops down and steps up. Elige and Frozen with 5-7s combined! That's nasty. Another round for FaZe, one with pistols, and they're just staying in it. They're just staying in this first half, and Heroic have to sustain another frustrating round loss.
That's where you see the head shake just come out, is like, okay, we've lost a round where we planted the bomb and we worked ourselves out of the round. We've lost 2 force buys now. This is the second one they've lost in this half. I don't know how FaZe is hanging on like this. And Carrigan starting to try and reignite some of that energy back when FaZe was the most exciting team, back when they could not be broken. He's trying to reach back in time and bring some of that forward.
And that's got to be the round now. They have to win this follow-up. They can't let that slide. Carrigan with the AWP. It's a double op setup here for FaZe. Carrigan posted up in the apartments. Deep angle.
Heroic have some options, though, with this opening default. Sunpius and xFloud at top mid, they're unharassed. They get some passageway, some room to work with up Catwalk. Tenier's coming through the underpass, so once they gain mid control, they have some options. Do they want to throw a fake execute at the B bomb site, try and go up connector? How do they want to play this? Carrigan's still waiting. Good shot from Sunpius, and now they move, and Carrigan's got to change.
Oh, he's going back to look at short. Simple's got the light shot. Oh, Carrigan's giving up the angle. He's going to throw the smoke. Youngstar's in front of it. Youngstar's in front of it. Oh, it's Frozen going down. Carrigan dropping into the bomb site. It's Youngster to unravel their dreams. FaZe unable to follow up again. Simple shadow detected. Tenier's got him locked in. Knows exactly where Skulls is. Can't close it out on his own, but the round's done.
They're just giving so much freedom up to Heroic. Like, Sunpius being able to walk up Catwalk and take that peek into the A bomb site. The timings for Carrigan couldn't have been worse, but obviously he moves too because of the pick. And I mean, Heroic have something that FaZe Clan just don't have the luxury of at the moment, which is crazy considering the names inside the server. But Youngstar and Tenier, it feels like they can just make any play they want and find a kill. Like whether it's walking up con to the A bomb site, whether it's walking out A ramp and finding a good position. Now it's just walking into the B bomb site. It's like they're not even using utility. It's like we're just going to go find a kill.
And You've got this sort of roller coaster of emotions for FaZe as well, right? You're like, you're winning these rounds, and then you shouldn't win this, and then suddenly you have an opportunity, and then you have disappointment in the follow-up round when you get money back. And none of these rounds have gone FaZe's way when they've had the guns back out, but they do their best work with 5-7s. Here's the Deagle for Simple. Quick headshot, traded out by Tenier.
Nice quick trade. Only one player at this A bomb site. I don't think Heroic's going to give FaZe the time to rotate over. Kerrigan doing his best. Oh, good kill.
Told ya.
All
Here's
right.
the AK. Now he turns back. Couldn't get the rifle picked up and couldn't find a follow-up, but Elige is up next. And through that jump, gold smoke, he will creep. Oh, Pius is so paranoid about the smoke itself.
It's got to be an awkward position to have the AWP, especially when that fade's going to get out of it entirely.
Yeah, get out of there. Elige never took his opportunity.
And now I think the moment has passed. The window of opportunity for FaZe has gone away because now all the fights are going to be at range. You do have an AK-47. You've got 2 smokes and a Molotov. All 3 players at ramp.
But you got no kit. You got to move quick. Pius spots out the knees of Elige and eventually will cut them from beneath it. Elige is gone and Skulls with the AK. There's a last-ditch effort, their last hope. He goes into the open, eventually taking the fright. Frozen's got a kill on the defuse. It's a stick, it's a full stick, but LNZ has got it. He'll make sure there's no heroic round from FaZe again.
Yeah, nicely done from Heroic, making sure that bomb plant doesn't go against him. And it really is that world where it's like, if they don't lose 2 ecos, if they don't plant a bomb and then, you know, walk towards Con instead of defending it, I mean, they could be sitting like at 10-1 right now. Crazy to think. Most of the rounds FaZe have won have been self-errors by Heroic, unforced errors. But still Heroic in such a dominant position.
This is what you have going into the last round of the half.
This half is playing out much like Anubis did, where like FaZe had that half where they win the pistol but then just get destroyed in the gun rounds.
Kerrigan waits within the site. Famas ready to go. He's got the first, couldn't capitalize on a second. And Young Star is just doing whatever he wants, running through, getting picks, Tenier to follow up.
And Heroic just had so much success in middle and at the A bomb site throughout this half that there's no way FaZe can read like to add an extra player over towards the B defense. Kerrigan just in such a tough situation.
Well, 2v3, they'll give it a good go here, but they're locked out. They're both coming in through short. Pius has the scope up. He's going to miss his shot, but Tenier won't. And Frozen pin. He'll step out into the open. This is the map, the deciding one of who is going into the final game of groups and who is heading home here in Dallas. And right now, it's Heroic in control.
Well, the GOAT better start bleeding soon because there's not a whole lot of time left for FaZe. 8-4, and coming into this third map, Simple had 19 kills on the series. He's added 4 in the opening half, but it's not just him. Everyone from FaZe is missing. There's no production. This team seems flat despite all the efforts to get them back into this. They have not been able to capitalize, and Heroic have a massive advantage starting this second half. FaZe on the verge of elimination, and it all has to turn around here.
Elysian frozen together in the B apartments. Carrigan gonna send out the window smoke.
So it's catwalk split to the B bomb site. You've got xFloud up on the platform with dualies. LNZ trying to play bait with the jump spot. He'll be in charge of catwalk as well if the split makes it. Your 3 defenders at A are now smoked off of information. They can't see any progression up catwalk, and there's xFloud with 1 traded off.
Yeah, but Tanir is still able to follow up, and Simple is in the ground.
That's through the smoke, man.
Yeah, LNZ gonna win in the B bomb site. Great shot from LNZ, eventually taken down by Carrigan as that plant is secure, but Senpai is running him down. Elige covers off the planter and makes sure that this is looking good for FaZe still. Elise with the Julies, with a 3K in the round. It is on Tanir, who is on a heater, but Carrigan cools him off at least for the first round. That's both pistols now for FaZe.
Man, my bald brethren looking good on those dualies. Those are some quick shots from Elise.
Definitely looking like a gunslinger, that's for sure.
Yeah, great cover for Carrigan planting the bomb as they try and slide out. Sunpice is like, bomb's being planted, I have a 1v1, I'll take that. But Elige just shuts him up quickly. Follow-up kill is a thing of beauty as well. So FaZe win that all-important pistol.
All right, you've had both pistols now, Jason. You've got to win this follow-up.
Yeah, you lost the second round in the first half. That can't happen here.
Anytime that FaZe had rifles, they lost rounds. We're unable to win anything when they had a buy.
Yeah, oh, hold the phone. A little bit of aggression, but spray down through the smoke is perfect.
Yep, Carrigan and Simple combine all 3 kills in top mid.
We talked about it during halftime, waiting for us to come back. We were like, did they win any gun rounds in the first half? They won 2 low buys. They won the pistol. That was 3 of the 4. The one gun round they won was that 3-on-3 retake where Heroic planted the bomb at default and then played Con in jungle and couldn't stop the defuse. That's the only gun round that FaZe have won on this map so far. Crazy to think about.
Gonna change that in the second half, obviously, and xFloud's gonna wait down in the underpass. Eventually, we'll walk into Elige, who didn't spot him, actually. xFloud gets a little bit of space and time to work with. Uh-oh.
Knife.
Hello, Elige.
Knife.
Goodbye, Elige. And yep. God damn it.
You see him in the camera shot as well. He's like, oh, this dickhead came middle.
He's just nice.
Can somebody handle him for me? I want my AK back.
Well, he'll get the AK picked up. 2 rounds away. It's kind of crazy they're only 2 rounds back after a horrible FaZe play in the first half. To be honest, they've kind of gotten away with staying in the game to some extent.
Yeah, they really have. There's actually no good reason it feels why this game should be this close, but just FaZe things, man.
You gotta take the opportunity though, and yeah, Heroic made a number of mistakes in the first half as well. This should be a round for FaZe without too many issues. I say that, but they have shown issue against rounds like this in the tournament so far multiple times. But that B bomb site primed for the taking at the moment. They're starting to drift rotations over.
Should be fine once FaZe actually decide to work up the courage to go for this. Molly out the positions. You also don't have to commit. You've got the rifles from some high ground. Should be pretty easy fights. One player jumps out. Elige with an opening kill. Sunpius falls next. And FaZe will be at 7.
Clean start in the half is exactly what they needed. If this comeback is to happen, they've taken the first steps.
Well, and you got a couple of good rounds, 2 good rounds out of Elige. Double kill here. He had the beautiful pistol rounds. So he's had some good rounds to start this half, which is nice because as we mentioned in the first half, there wasn't even like an individual buying you a little bit of breathing room, like keeping things close. No one was really popping off to keep them in the fight. So now that you have Elige kind of stepping up, maybe that can activate some other players as well.
Yeah, I mean, we had Simple in the first half going, 8 rounds without a kill?
Yep. 6 rounds, I think. 7 rounds, maybe.
Okay.
He got his kill at 0-6 because I was keeping track of the 007.
You wanted to be there, yeah.
Well,
okay.
I should say Twitch chat was keeping track of the 007.
As they always are. That's their job.
They're doing my job. I just have to look over once in a while and see how close he's getting.
You look at chat, Jason?
Once in a while.
Ah.
What's up, chat?
You can send all your messages to Moses right now. Tell him whatever you want. Glorp.
Well, timeout used. All up in the hands of some Pius. It's 8-7. The gap is closed. And where at the end of the first half, it felt like Heroic had just been dominant. At least the start in the second half has made it feel like FaZe has a chance to build back into this. First gun round, so first real test in this second half. Second and third rounds, no big deal for FaZe. Kerrigan and Liege leading the way with 12 kills. Frozen with 11. Other side, it's still the trio of Youngstar, Tanir, and xFloud. 13, 19, and 13 kills respectively. Round 16 coming in. Heroic have invested everything they've got. A loss here takes away the money. They have that one saved AK-47, so the 1800 on Youngstar can turn into an AWP down the stretch later on if they need it. An extra rifle where otherwise they wouldn't have it.
Carrigan gone first. Right into the gun rounds phase, going to be 4v5 down a couple of seconds into it. Simple's hoping he can pull it back with a punish of the jump spot, but that's going to be tough, and he's smoked out now as well.
Second time we've seen Heroic get a kill through the smoke deep into middle. That was on the pistol round that won't happen towards Catwalk through smoke. Now it's at the base of Catwalk through smoke. Tough way for FaZe Clan to lose 2 players on very important rounds. Alicia has standing and control of Connector. So bringing the rest of FaZe over to him, but now with this Catwalk push from Heroic's defense, oh, there's a trap set up. This could be a slaughter.
Oh. Frozen gets boosted on top of his teammate's head, and that trap is laid, and it is executed upon. Tanir with a double kill. Elish fighting forward. Simple burning, getting out of con just in time. He's going to go back and try and punish Tanir. In the meantime, Alicia's got his kill on the A bomb site. He's doing his job very effectively, and he's come back to try and help. But LNZ is going to back away and not give him the shot.
Yeah, he knows. He's got to know Simple's op is holding him. Alicia's going to come back. But remember, there's Youngstar still sitting in the cubby this whole time. He hears the footsteps. They don't expect it. Oh! No! The dropping headshot. A chance.
He's still got away with it, but remember, xFloud's still here, and they're not looking for him. He denies it. Plant is gone. Simple in the clutch. 20 seconds left. And the limited time is likely to cost him.
He's got to save. He has got no health. He's not going for this.
He has to try and retreat, and he's got out of the window. That's the way out of here. And xFloud will unravel all of the hard work that Elish had teed up. And Simple, at least, will back away with the AWP as a parting gift.
It's coming to be so good that Seal outlined some of the mobility of this Heroic defense and how they're constantly and always moving around the map. Because anytime FaZe feel like they just need like 5 seconds to get that boost executed, to line up some utility, all of them grouped up in middle. When FaZe isn't spread out, they're getting really, really punished by these pushes. And this is really well played. So much of a distraction on Catwalk. Tanir lined up for 2 freebies. I don't know how this kill goes against Youngstar considering the game he's had, but still like such a small chance. Not out of the fight just yet. There was plenty of money for FaZe. They got 3 kills. They still have the money at a really sore spot for Heroic. They need that economic break, and they need it sooner rather than later. Perhaps the last chance for FaZe to keep this third map close. Otherwise, it's a recovery mission.
Simple not spotting out his opponent in the connector. Youngstar's pushed up all the way into ramp. Oh no, he has just been a real nuisance, a real threat. A thorn in the side of FaZe all day long. And he looks to be that again. Can Elish clear it? He goes to the peak, and Youngstar goes down. Elish to step up and give FaZe the opening kill of round 17.
And nothing really spotted except for Elish, so no information gathered. The defense doesn't budge. They still stand pat with 2 players at the A bomb site. Hits coming in. You can see Sunpius has gone passive with the op, no utility. xFloud going to try and do something. Commits himself into a 1-for-1.
Well, they're trying to bait the shots out of Sunpius, but they can't do it. He will penetrate straight through Elish. LNZ in mid. Carrigan's got the lurk. He's got the kill, but is he ready for the second? He couldn't get his crosshair back in time. Now the leap, the last-ditch effort. It's Simple and Skulls, the stand-ins to step up.
There's the first from Simple. Tanir's going to come in, 22 kills and 2 to find.
Can Tanir topple the 2? He looks up to Simple on top of Tetris. And Tanir looking towards Skulls. He has the position of the remaining 2 players, but can he do anything about it? Can he win this for Heroic for double figures? Such an important round for FaZe, and it falls to Simple. Tanir up against him, and he's got it! He's got the clutch! And that might just break FaZe here on Mirage.
God damn, he showed some game there, didn't he? The way he had to move to lure Skulls out of his position, trying to use the footsteps to bait the player into taking the peek. He gets exactly what he wanted, and then takes down Simple. Round primed up for FaZe, but look at him swinging wide, making Skulls nervous, making him make a decision, and then Simple trying to go for the quick scope as the flash is coming in. Back-breaking clutch. And letting him know as well, FaZe buy up 2 Tech 9s, 2 Galils, a Deagle. And round 18 is going to be a set piece and execute into the A bomb site.
Another heartbreaker for FaZe. Response required, and they're going to try and do it on the A bomb site. Here come the smokes. Now here come the players. Frozen going to be held back at Palace. Once again, it's Elise to step up. Skulls gets cleared out. It's going to be X-Flood 2 from Sandwich. Carrigan keeping FaZe even. Frozen left on 1 HP. And all 3 remaining players from Heroic coming in through CT spawn. Simple's got 1 kill back. LNC gone. Carrigan extremely vocal as that plant is coming down. Tanir, the Titan of the last clutch. He does it again. It's Simple gone. And now Carrigan and Frozen 2v2. And Frozen barely alive. Carrigan only with a Tech 9. It's the final beats of the heart here of FaZe in Dallas. Lose this round, and recovery is incredibly unlikely. Tanir spots out Frozen. Carrigan waits. Oh, the defuse. It's tapped, it's not stuck. Carrigan moves into the open. Important headshot, but now it's about the clutch. Carrigan needs to be the king of the clutch, and he's got it! The headshot, and he'll keep FaZe going at least for a little bit longer.
Well, it's a different GOAT to step up today. First map, all Carrigan. Dominant performance, and now he's got a big boy clutch to keep him in the map. To keep him alive at IEM Dallas. Forces a 3rd timeout out of Heroic. What a tense situation. Pulls the first player off the defuse. Tanir just tried to sneak it. And stone cold as time is running down. Recovery for the last 2-on-1 clutch that slipped away from them. Carrigan gets 1 in return. Keeps them within 2. And that finally, it's not the economic break they wanted to. It doesn't completely clear out Heroic, but it does put them in a weird money situation. 2 5.7s and MP9. This game is right back on with that clutch. FaZe have had to buy in this every round and lead on the fact that they're keeping rounds close. Now they've finally gotten the reward.
But throughout this game so far, throughout this map of Mirage, they've been unable to capitalize off of any of the opportunities they've given themselves.
When they've gotten here, they haven't been able to bring it to another round. They haven't been able to get the full success.
Well, Supply says after you allows Tanir to go through the murder halt. They're going to assemble a quick boost up into the ladder room. I say quick, it was a bit of a delayed round for them, but regardless, they get Tanir into the ladder.
It's just another low-buy round from FaZe that comes out on top. They had to, 5 of these 8 rounds have to be just rounds that are crazy to win. Three players in middle for FaZe, nobody challenging. There's an aggressive push in Palace from Youngstar.
Well, that's canceled out as Frozen is ready for it.
Last 3 rounds, all the openings have gone to FaZe. They've been able to get the first kill in each and every round in this little bit of a streak. In this stretch. If you're Heroic at some point, you might want to keep playing, obviously, this really mobile defense that's been so good for you, but at some point in this round, you might want to make the call to just stack. You don't have utility to like stall out one bomb site and funnel them to the other. So just the blind gamble might be the best option to either have a chance to win or keep the weapons. And I'll tell you what, they've made the right gamble. They're in the right place at the right time.
Simple's off, getting blocked by the flash. Skulls gets a double. Essential double kill there from Skulls. Peppering down some pies to the back of triple, and it is FaZe going to 9.
You know what? Shout out to Skulls. For as many kills as he's missed that he should have had that would have been hugely important, these 2 kills right here might make up for a lot of those. Because Simple was 100% dead, completely blind. The fact that Skulls steps forward and is just barely in front of the flashbang saves this entire round and perhaps the map and series.
And hopefully that is a lift of pressure off his chest. I'm sure he's realized he's not having a great game. He's probably looking at seeing, sitting on 5 kills at this point of the match. But taking 2 essential kills there in an important round, hopefully he starts to alleviate some of that pressure Skulls might be feeling. We've got Heroic on an eco, so the game should be tied up here. And we said it just a few rounds ago, coming into the second half. It doesn't feel like this game should be this close on this map. How many low-buy rounds have FaZe won?
Dude, if Heroic go on to lose this map and get eliminated in this series, they're going to be sitting around for the rest of the day in Dallas just scratching their heads and wondering how this map was not a victory for them. They're going to be looking at all those rounds they lost in the first half, some of the tough ones they've lost in the second, and just be like, "What? How did we do this? Why did we do this? How did this end up? How did we end up losing?" A lot of pressure on their shoulders right now. Nade in towards Khan.
Some Pius? Oh, he's eventually going to be stopped by Frozen. Looks like he might have had a shot at denying the plant for a little bit longer.
I love the way
It's never easy being a FaZe player. Karrigan must have some of the most stressful games of Counter-Strike in history.
Yeah, but I love the way he knows it. And like you always hear him like what it is like that ends game that they had at Dallas just a couple years back. You hear in the comms like this game is going to be absolutely legendary, so let's give it our all. And even here he's probably just sitting here, he's like, this game is scrappy as hell. We're playing rough, but I got 5 amazing players that this is where they step up. And he knows he's got the boys around him who can do it. So sending out a little bit of words of encouragement and saying, guys, this game has been shit. We've played bad. We've played terrible, but it doesn't matter because we're tied at 10. There's only a few rounds left in this game, and all we have to do is play great Counter-Strike for 4 rounds, and we're going to be just fine. Play our game. We have them right where we want them. Let's rock and roll, baby. Let's get into round 21.
Just fine for a couple more hours, then you got to play some great Counter-Strike again. So that's your reward. More CS coming up in the groups if you do get through this one. Aurora waiting for the winner of Heroic FaZe for that final spot in the playoffs here in Dallas. The game is tied up. Heroic have a bye again. Sampaius on the AWP. It's been a little bit quiet as the AWPer of the squad. Maybe he can start to turn the tides late into the game here. He's looking for that mid pick, and no one's coming his way. FaZe with a direct hit again. It's going to be Karrigan lurking out towards top mid, but it's an A play being set up a couple of seconds into the round.
Look at the difference, though, this time. Now that they're not kind of labored with their bye and kind of losing some of the rounds, earlier on, they have all the utility to throw a pump fake. They chuck out the smoke wall. They got counter flashes. They got counter Molotovs. Youngstar has no utility. Tanir has no utility. And those are the 2 A defenders. This follow-up exec, I think Heroic's going to have to fall back and play it passive because they don't have the options to create some aggressive chances.
Here comes the second pump, the utility. Dumping into the A bomb site. Youngstar taking flashes and sitting in behind the ticket box. He's looking for that extension of Frozen out of Palace. They populate the site here. Youngster going to be taken down as he goes into the open.
That looked nervous.
Look at xCloud. He's going through the smoke. He's running through the smoke, and he's going to be stopped by Karrigan. Tanir sending one right back through, but look at the HP. There's no shot at this. There's no chance at this for Heroic.
And there's no money. They have to save. They have to back off. You need these weapons for the next round. FaZe have gained complete control. They stuck around in this map as long as they possibly could, winning bullshit round after trashy round after grimy round, and finally at the end, this is now a 4-round streak where FaZe takes control. And that fight I mentioned from Youngstar seemed a little nervous, because this is where if you're Heroic, with these young players, inexperienced players, you're sitting here like, we had this map, we had this one, we dominated them in gun rounds, and how has this changed so fast? How are we now staring at a deficit?
There's the swing from Youngstar into the open. xCloud tries to make a hero maneuver as well.
Go back, trust me.
11-10. The last hurrah of the bye here for Heroic. If they lose this, FaZe go to pole position to knock Heroic out of Dallas. Simple posts up. Does some pious move forward? Doesn't look like it, because there's a Palace push coming on the other side of the map. Tanir and Youngstar moving forward, taking control.
It's a push they've executed earlier, and it worked out. I mean, Youngstar lost the fight, but he got the ground gained, and I think he's just saying, I'll take this again. It is a really nice position. We'll see how far he wants to push it. Previously, he lost out in a duel to Frozen. It's Skulls this time at A. Sunpai is going to get his chance, and the Simple jiggle peek isn't quick enough.
Yeah, Simple goes down. Minute 5 seconds left.
Money for FaZe is perfect.
And Youngstar is still moving forward. He could catch them if the bomb comes back towards him. If it goes through T apartments, but it's not. It's going into the underpass.
Well, that's unfortunate for Youngstar. He might actually just work himself out of position, although
he could just work himself behind Carrigan. Yeah, this could be still perfect for Youngstar. He's going to find a kill. Carrigan not checking this. So Youngstar creeps in behind him. Oh, if he's patient.
Yeah, but if they come out from underpass and spot him, okay, there's the kill. But now they know. Youngstar can't peek down middle. Frozen and Elige still okay. Cautiously going to jump up. And there's Skulls bringing one back. He needed that one too, but can't get it.
30 seconds. 2v4. FaZe in search of series point. Heroic to tie the game up again.
Another chance for Skulls to step up in an otherwise abysmal map.
Well, Frozen's going to set him up with flashes. Oh, doesn't spot out xFloud. He's very unlucky not to see his shoulder that pinned down in CT. Heroic taking their time, staying composed in this retake. Frozen getting into the smoke right beside Youngstar. They trade position. Youngstar into the open. Skulls gets nothing, but it's Frozen needing a miraculous clutch from the ramp. Okay, Frozen. Is this it? And it's denied by the grenade.
There's no time.
There's no time.
He's done
Oh
it.
my God, Frozen! That is so ridiculous.
Run, man. Let's go.
That is a huge round. It's map and series point, and another PS round, Jason.
The miracles for FaZe just keep on coming. They've got plenty in the back pocket still. A 1 versus 4 for Frozen. And Heroic, just write a list. Write a list of the rounds you've lost in this game. It is going to be a horrible thing to look at.
Dude, what is it with this position? What is it with A ramp in these post plants? Oh, that is heartbreaking for Heroic.
Run, man. Let's
It gets the kill, no time for the defuse. It's heartbreak after heartbreak for Heroic.
Does that finish them? LNZ pushes up into the apartments. The smoke to try and sell the fake, but LNZ gets detected. Carrigan rips his head off. FaZe Clan looking to stay alive in Dallas. xFloud to trade out on Elige.
FaZe would close out this map on a 6-round streak. It's been a complete collapse from Heroic. An 8-2 run in this second half. Leaning towards middle again. The trap they've set up in the mid-round has worked a number of times, but this round, they back away from it. They spot the jump. Somehow Skulls gets away from danger and shuts down Tanir.
Carrigan dodging bullets, ducking and weaving, missed shot from Simple, taking damage, tries to 360 back into it, couldn't collect it, but Carrigan will.
25 kills in the first map, 20 on the third, and deciding Carrigan is a beast.
The Supplies realizes it's the B finish. He tries to get back here in time.
Do they not hear this?
Sampaio trying to plug the gap. They don't check him. Somehow silently getting into the site. Sampaio keeps Heroic alive.
How did they not hear it? How did they not hear the run behind the smoke?
I have no idea.
He dropped the smoke himself when sprinted to bench. I thought for sure they would have had that intel. One last twist in this map. It's gone all 24.
It doesn't close on a streak. Final timeout for FaZe being used here in regulation. Either we get overtime or FaZe Clan move through to the deciding game of the group stages. They brought in Simple to be the Hollywood blockbuster move, the entertainment value, the Hail Mary play, and that is exactly what we're getting. We've become so used to, over the years, seeing FaZe provide entertainment after entertainment, and they do it in so many different styles.
And you're starting to see a little bit of that mindset of FaZe that made them such a dangerous squad in the past. Even with two stand-ins, a game where you bring in two stand-ins, an event where you do nothing to lose in theory for FaZe, and showing such a strong mentality coming back from the deficit and the disaster of the first half. One final chance for FaZe to complete the act of tearing out the heart of Heroic, eliminating them from IEM Dallas. After such a cool showing from Heroic, would be a horrifying way to end it in a map where you had so many unforced errors. Back-to-back event champions Heroic took down Aurora on their way here. A close series against Falcons. Now taking FaZe the distance.
A timeout before this round into the Carrigan call. Smoke to the window. And FaZe's troops gather at the A-bomb site. Carrigan will be the lone wolf making his way through middle. Trying to get to connector. But here comes the final play of regulation. It's simple to open up, but it's some Pius and Youngster to shut the door on them. It looks like we've got overtime. This game will not be settled in regulation.
Unleash still alive, though. He can change this.
Not alive for much longer. It's all Carrigan, and there's no way he can do it. It's overtime as Heroic stay in it.
Sun Pius has a pair of awesome rounds to end this. The double kill over at bench previously at the B bomb site, now holding strong at A, being a menace inside the site. 12-12, we've got bonus rounds. FaZe can't complete the comeback to close it out in regulation. Beautiful shot from Sun Pius. We reset. Everyone gets money now. 12-12. 16, the magic number.
Elise taking a lot of damage on board. Not the start he would have hoped for, but right back into overtime. Carrigan already up short. He's taking a deep position. Tanir taking a risk.
Oh, it's going to pay off. It looks like it's going to pay off at the moment. Nobody to really stop this. It's frozen, and he's pushed very far forward, not keeping eyes on this. Tanir, here's a player rotating back. This is all down to timing. If Frozen comes back, he's dead.
Oh, Tanir, he's lets one go by. Lets one go by. He's going to take both. Silences Elysian Skulls. Great discipline from Tanir. A level of comfort despite his lack of experience. And he'll step up with a double, no problem. Some Pius to follow up. And a worrying sign to kick off overtime here for FaZe.
Yeah, you do like to see that, though, from a young player like Tanir. Is that willingness to go for those kinds of a play in overtime, those kinds of decisions, putting yourself in that kind of a scenario where you can win the round for your team. 29 kills on Tanir, a god-tier map. The trigger discipline to boot as he holds on to get 2.
Well, FaZe making use of their overtime timeout immediately.
Upper.
Can't do anything about that position, no matter the intensity of the call. Neo having a conversation. The T side from FaZe was absolutely phenomenal in regulation. And even though they dropped the ball at the end, not being able to close it out, 2 chances to end this series. Carrigan's piecing together everything he's learned over the past 25 rounds and putting it all into this one. Opt for Sun Pius and Simple, but it's Sun Pius's that have been loud these past few rounds.
Yeah, he's really started to turn around as that defensive AWPer. Didn't have necessarily the loudest first half. It was Tanir that was stepping up. He went quiet, honestly, for most of that second half. Sun Pius was the player finding impact for his squad. He's the reason we're here. And he's going to go into Palace, and he's going to get stopped by Simple this time.
Very quick shot. Nice angle taken from Simple very, very quickly, looking for a follow-up push. Heroic's going to be happy to just smoke it off, plug the choke point, and forget about it for a little bit. And Tanir still keeping up with this aggression. Gonna push as the smoke fades. Might find Kerrigan around the corner. I take that back. It's Kerrigan, who's still on point.
Straight out of the timeout, straight into a two-man advantage. You can't let this one go if you're FaZe. X-Flood's going to go into the underpass.
There's
Realizing a little bit of active play required, and Elise is going to detect that move.
I was going to say, a minute and 10 seconds is early to make any kind of an information play if you're heroic, and you could see the slowdown from FaZe. They're just waiting to exploit it. Elise does just that. Flashbang towards middle. Kerrigan going to get dropped, but spots both.
Yeah, fantastic info. We can quickly call his teammates to move into the A-bomb.
We hear it in the studio. He's yelling.
Yeah.
He ain't calling it calmly.
It's intense. A lot of intensity to get into the overtime.
Now, they should go for this 2-on-4. You're in overtime. You won the first round of OT. You've got plenty of money. So even though in regulation you'd likely save in this scenario, you're at least going to try here. Flank coming in from Youngstar. That's going to be through Palace, so LNZ's on his own for quite some time, which leaves him susceptible. And now just the one. Ninja really, I think, is the only option.
And it's not allowed. Skulls is going to watch Palace.
Listen, terminate a con. Terminate a con. Everybody know what to do? Yes.
Look at the authority. Looking on the line. He's not taking any guff from anybody.
Everyone know what to do.
He's like, speak now or forever hold your peace. If anyone doesn't know what to do, I can tell you, but you have to say something now. Terminator Con, the call for FaZe. Maybe the timeout changes things. Let's see what they have in store in this next round. Because then we can all call Terminator.
Terminator 2,
Terminator
1.
Con.
Con Air. Well, let's get into it. I'm looking forward to seeing what Terminator Con is. What does it look like?
Exactly.
Feels like I'm watching the NFL, Jason.
Who is the Terminator on this team? Elish?
Probably.
Yeah.
Got the Undertaker, the Terminator. Well, whoever wins this is going to be playing the Turkish Terminator a little bit later on. We've got Aurora waiting, and they're going to be sitting back nice and relaxed. They got through their game very quickly versus Liquid, here we go.
It's looking like we're sticking with Terminator Con. And, I mean, just by the name, I'd expect it to be something fast and something aggressive.
Something very direct towards Connector. Nade's going in, Smoke's following up, and it is Elise who's at the front of the attack, getting up towards Connector. The grenade going to clear it open. Spam down, Elise wins it, X-Flout gone. A great opening move from Elise.
Yeah, but the bomb, Skulls has the bomb. Oh no, I thought he committed in through. It looked like he was stepping through the smoke. Simple's got one more up towards Catwalk.
Yeah, important kill there from Simple, but he goes in again, and this time Tanir's ready for the repeat, and Simple goes down. So it still is the advantage for FaZe, but they've lost the connector. Sympais has taken it back.
It's a moment of weakness right now for FaZe as they readjust on the map. So there's a lot of time. Elise, okay, good kill. One more coming, and no, couldn't pull the trigger fast enough. 3-on-2. Youngstar to Near. And they're going to start working their way around. Youngstar a Ticket.
Yeah, bomb coming back in towards the A play. Youngstar's going to get over here towards Ticket. You noted some of his nervous energy earlier on from this position. He needs to step up and be steady here.
There's no smoke for Con.
Misses the flash. Quick headshot onto Skulls, though. And yet Kerrigan realizes no smoke. He means he has to plan very carefully. And he'll get that bomb down. So a 2v2 retake required here for Heroic.
Yeah, but Youngstar doesn't have the information of where they move to post-plan. You can kind of call it out, but you can see a Molotov has to be spent, used deep towards the back box as the default spot.
Well, Tanir's been a bit of a Terminator so far. 30 kills on his name, but he's gone, and so Frozen asked to clutch again. Youngstar gets inside of the smoke. It's a stick. It's a full stick. He's just going to hold it. Oh, the knife is out and he's got it. He just sticks it inside of the smoke. That is a ridiculous round that he just pulls out of the hat.
Just right in front of Frozen's face, who cannot believe it. He's stunned.
A 1v1 in overtime with elimination on the line, and you sit in the smoke and stick the defuse.
And there's so much time left in the bomb. There's so much time left in the bomb. It puts so much pressure on Frozen to make a decision. A crazy clutch. And we're still chirping back and forth. 14-13.
Dude, what? Insane round for Youngstar to pull off. Blow for blow, clutch after clutch. Here goes X-Flout out mid. Elise grenade going towards him, trying to get away from it, and he will.
Tons of damage onto X-Flout, though. He's an easy cleanup later in the round. Elise will know he's got him at red. Back to mid room, or excuse me, back to window room. as Heroic just makes their play. Sunpius with the op on the mid-ramp controls a catwalk peek. No indication yet of where Heroic want to finish. Patient as they take the mid control, see if there's going to be a response.
Despite low HP, Unleashed still getting one, then gets toppled, but he gets info. He knows two players boosting up. Sunpius, though, stopping Frozen. FaZe fall to 3 players.
Too many gifts given over at the wrong moment. Youngstar still waiting in Palace, looking for an A-split finish.
Karrigan looking to lay down the law at top of Con. The utility coming out towards him. Karrigan steps into the open, but it's no kill. It is a Sunpius shot that lands right where it required to be, and it's now Simple left and 1v3 on the other side of the map, and we have not seen the Simple from the first 2 days today in this series. There is no sign of magic. There's no hope. Simple will take a step into the connector, and it's not going to end up any closer to a FaZe victory. It is map and series point all of a sudden for Heroic.
And all is fair. FaZe got 2 chances in regulation to win the map. So now we give Heroic at 15-13 2 chances of their own in overtime. No timeouts for either team. They've been used. They've been burnt. Tanir now up to 31 kills on the map. xFloud 23. Everyone's got money, everyone's got full buy, nobody missing a thing.
You need 2 rounds in a row here, FaZe, to get overtime again.
Nice and simple, it looks like, for Heroic. All 5 players going to be at the A bomb site and execute to try and close the map.
Frozen, forced down by the fire. There's 2 players under the wood right now. They haven't got any of them. It's going to be Frozen coming in with 1 pick, but remember, Skulls is undetected. And now they know he's down. Simple 1 shot back through the smoke. FaZe up a player. It's Chaos inside of the smokes in the A bomb site, but Sunpius trying to make sure it happens, but it's Simple who thrives in Chaos. Sunpius goes into Con, and FaZe are not dead yet.
Yeah, they're going to survive that one. What a sequence from Simple. That time, he's not going to wait and let the plays come to him. He's going to go seek them out, jumping on top of Ticket, knowing in the Chaos with the smokes, nobody's going to be looking for that. Nobody's going to be expecting it. Double kill with the op. And Heroic on their final chance to win the series. The double balk setup works out as well. It creates so much confusion in Heroic's attack. Round 30.
Oh, Sunpius to bring Elige down. And so in this final round of overtime 1, FaZe must convert a 4v5 to extend play.
If you're FaZe, I think you almost have to take a risk and not keep 2 players at the B bomb site. You're going to have to trust Karrigan to just hold on to it. They're putting a lot of trust in the clock at the moment, saying there's about 1 minute and 10 seconds left. You guys aren't going to make a final play yet. We have time to change this setup if we feel it's necessary. But during all this time, Heroic just clearing things out, taking control, making sure there's no CTs advanced over in ladder room. Tanir's in a great position in window room. LNZ lined up very close at Con. Heroic have the entire map. Any option they want is available.
Oh, Tanir through the gap. Youngstar out of Palace. Tanir is around the back, but his knife gets caught. Frozen brings him down, so still a little bit of hope here for FaZe.
Karrigan needs 1 and a survival.
But they are on the brink of elimination. Karrigan to go down. xFloud with 2 headshots. It is just Simple. Upon his return, it looks like elimination in the group stages. It's all about building into the major, and Simple trying to build them back, but it's Heroic to bring the hurt to FaZe. xFloud stands up and shouts across to the other side. We knew it was going to be tough for FaZe. They don't have the magic required, and Heroic will knock them come out in the groups.
And you got to give so much credit over to the guys on Heroic. The work that Saul has done with all these various lineups yet again. When Heroic is poached and all their players taken